live stream racing wild and free with a mustache that's epic. He's ready to roll in the world of iRacing. He's got the control from gear breakdowns to epic race thrills. With every chuckle and cheer, he's giving us chills. So grab some popcorn, it's time for the show. Jump into the chat, let the good vibes flow. Smash that like button, don't let it hide. Subscribe and hit the bell, let's take this joy to ride. In Matt Malone's world, we're racing as one. With each click and share, we're just having fun. Tires screeching, laughs echo loud. In the sim racing family, we're so damn proud. From crazy overtakes to epic fails, with Matt leading the way, we're hitting the trails. So comment your thoughts, let's spark a debate. Every view and every like helps us elevate. With quirky antics and racing flair, you never know what surprises will be waiting there. Smash that like button, don't let it hide. Subscribe and hit the bell, let's take this joy to ride. In Matt Malone's world, we're racing as one. With each click and share, we're just having fun. So comment your thoughts, let's spark a debate. Every view and every like helps us elevate. With quirky antics and racing flair, you never know what surprises will be waiting there. Smash that like button, don't let it hide. Subscribe and hit the bell, let's take this joy to ride. In Matt Malone's world, we're racing as one. With each click and share, we're just having fun. So gather around friends, let's cheer him on. In this wild adventure, we can't go wrong. With every new video, the laughter ignites. Together we're soaring to new heights. Smash that like button, don't let it hide. Subscribe and hit the bell, let's take this joy to ride. In Matt Malone's world, we're racing as one. With each click and share, we're just having fun. So here's to Matt Malone, the mustachio king. With every stream and highlight, he makes our hearts sing. Join the crew, be part of the fun. Together on this journey, we've only begun.
Oh, yeah, buddy. Oh. Hello there. My name is Matt Malone. I stream iRacing. Listen. I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm a little under the weather, but we're gonna make it through, guys. Listen, the Bathurst 12 hours is in the books. Daunt, thank you for the tier 1, buddy. And let me tell you, when I say that that was by far one of the most fun Bathurst 12 hours I have ever had. The push laps, the chat, I was feeling good, racing good, had an epic car. That was an absolute blast. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it during the 12-hour stream or not. But I said it somewhere, and I said, you know, everybody in my house has been really sick. And, but I'm not. I said, I'm not sick. And I said, if I get sick the day after the Bathurst 12 hour, I won't be mad about it. Well, guess what happened? Thank you, Carpellis. I woke up Sunday, and listen, I felt great during the race, after the race. Body was fine. The only thing that happens with really long long streams in general is that your eyes start to go because you're staring at a monitor for so long. But body felt great. I was all hyped up. Wake up Sunday morning, and my God. So I've been down and out the last couple days, but in preparation for the I figure I can do eNASCAR. Listen, I can do eNASCAR. I can sit here and I can watch a broadcast. That can't be too hard. And I am feeling a little bit better today. Last 2 days were pretty rough. But we're here tonight in preparation for the race. Tonight, I took some real cocktail of stuff. A cocktail of different supplements and electrolytes. Took some Advil, drank some coffee. Lots of water. So, I mean, Samantha's been sick for over a week now. So, but hopefully we get going here. But, man, I tell you, I don't really care because we made it through Bathurst 12-hour, and it was amazing. Loved every minute of it. And thanks for all your support, guys. I appreciate that. Now we're here to watch some eNASCAR, but I'm going to get out on track and see what it's like to race the truck at Rockingham. So you want to take some laps with me? I should probably get into a different server thing here. So yeah, we're gonna power through this tonight, guys. So sorry in advance for me sounding sick, because I am.
How we doing?
Hey, Slugger, how we doing, buddy? Thank you for the tier 3, my friend. We're getting through it. eNASCAR, hell yeah. There's one-armed Steve. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. I think I'm over the worst of it, but, you know. A lot of fluid.
eNASCAR, hell yeah.
A lot of fluid in this general area. Hey, you ever get sick and you're both sweating and freezing at the same time? Boy, that's fun. Yeah. Don't bill me, Slugger. Thank you, guys. Welcome. Yeah, I love that feeling. But yeah, how do I drive this thing? We're just gonna take some laps around Rockingham, see what it's like for these guys tonight, you know? Oh, it's Okayama week. Slugger took the week off. Hey, Blueberry, welcome. Yeah, so, you know, I don't really care that I'm sick. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, they're running trucks, let's see. Trucks, I think, tonight and next week. Then they switch over to the O'Reilly's car for 3 races. And then the Cup car for 3 races. Coca-Cola, how we doing, buddy? Good to see you. Yo, yo. Thank you, buddy. 31 months.
You've got wheel damage.
Nailed it. Am I feeling better? Not really. Yeah, I mean, it's probably the best I've felt. Is that the wall? I'm on a lot of performance-enhancing drugs right now. Oh, went too fast.
They're showing us the black flag. They caught us speeding on pit road. They're going to hold you for a while.
In my feverish, sweaty chills at night, I had a dream that I had to escape because there was a comet that hit the Earth. Hey, remember the good old days when we had COVID and no one got a cold or sniffles? Wait, what? No, I don't particularly remember that. That wasn't a dream? No, it was a comet. It was a big one. Will Williams, hello.
Malone, love ya. Feel better. Suck it up, champ.
Yeah, what you
Careful
gotta do.
of those fever dreams. You're the best. Amazing. Spectacular.
Amazing. Yeah, see, you guys bring me in a good mood. Thank you, Will Williams. Spectacular, fantastic, amazing. Yeah, man. Whoa, slow down. No, this is gonna be tough, man. Look at this track. Laughter's the best medicine. Well, sometimes I sneeze and I feel like I'm gonna die. Is that good? What are they? Hey, Mako, how we doing, buddy? Vertigo, welcome. Used cut with the Prime. Hell yeah, brother. Okay, so how do you drive this track? This track it doesn't feel symmetrical. A lot of lifting. This low line seems like it's the best. It's super banked down here, huh? They call this place The Rock. Now this would be turn 1. Seems like you might be able to start out on the high line there. Oh, treat it like a short track. Oh, true, true. I bet guys are going to be hugging the low line.
Evening, sir.
I'm Ray. Thank you for the 20, buddy. Yeah, I bet tires are going to be an issue here. An 8-year-old just asked if I could put the Matt Malone guy on the TV. Depending on how big your TV is, I may or may not recommend that tonight. You might get some splatter. Boy, Malone, you're sounding extra nasally today. Oh, man, this is tough. I'm going to try the high line all the way around just for fun. Cardiac, welcome. Ooh, you can get a run out of there.
You've got wheel damage.
Wheel damage. I thought I'd wear my Christmas shirt today. Ow. Oh, well, no, I'm not racing. I just wanted to do some laps just to see what it's like from the driver's point of view. So I went into the official iRacing eNASCAR qualifying series that's got two minutes to register for, and just got into a practice. Yeah, the broadcast starts in a couple minutes, I think.
Just check your fastest lap of the session.
Let's watch some of the faster guys. Why aren't you registered? Where am I clicking? Oh, there we go. Whoa! Crazy Mo gifting 5 subs. Thank you, buddy. What am I trying to do here? Are any of these guys racing? They're probably all jumping in already. Oh, there's that Eugene guy.
Malone, Crisco Malone.
I'm gonna see him do a lap. Oh, Eugene is in these races. This is Eugene. Point of view. This is great. Great example. Garfang for the Niner. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Real Robert. This guy's a contender. No, not my Gene. Eugene. Thank you, Garfang. Oh no, one absolutely wonderful, Tropical. Except for lap 2. Crazy Mo, you are crazy. Look at all the bits. Horse lol. Thank you for the bits. You guy's pretty good, huh? He's throwing nickels at me. Man, this guy's good. Oh! Oh, he's so dead. Oh, he's so dead. Take a look. Did he just pull a Kyle Larson? Not clear. You see that move by Kyle Larson? Kyle Larson, right? Kyle Larson. Maki Panda. Thank you, buddy. I think it was Kyle Larson that he was 3 wide and he just drove right down to the bottom, turned himself. It was over. Nah, it wasn't. No, this was recent. I think it was Larson. Yeah. Oh, Bell? Yeah, oh yeah, Larson came down on SVG. Yeah. Bell was the one side by side, and then SVG was at the very bottom. Yeah, I blame the spotter on that one. Like, I blame the spotter on that. They played the radio, and the spotter never said 3 wide. I didn't get that. That was a little weird. Not my boy SVG. Hello, Pierre. I'm doing a little better. See how good this guy is. Yeah, he said he had no idea he was 3 wide. So weird. The race is in like a half an hour. Broadcast starts soon. Hey Matt, you inspired me to not fall asleep on the couch. Instead, join a race. Hey, there you go, buddy. Oh, did you, Slugger? Nice. Probably got a good one then, huh? We got, let's see here. This week, we got the Patreon race. Saturday. V8s at Willow Springs. Gonna be tough. Scotty's gonna go to SGE. Yes. Yes. Choo choo. What's the choo choo for? Choo choo. Hey, Eric. That's how I feel. We're gonna power through it. Hell yeah, Scotty's coming. And Tiff. Oh, his wife. On a scale of from 1 to 2, how bad? 1 being bad and 2 being slightly less bad. 2. Is that a roll of toilet paper in case you have an esports accident watching the race? Oh no! You've spotted my toilet paper. That's Kleenex. That's man Kleenex. I usually use paper towels. Oh. Oh, it has begun. Duca, what's up, buddy? What's choo choo? What's choo choo?
12 hours without pooping.
Matty Gwill. Matty Gwill, how we doing, buddy? Your bet winner. Matty Gwill, your bet's winner. You guys like that music? $20 in iRacing richer. That's right. Dick's out for Nate Stewart tonight. Yeah, we got those lotion-infused tissues as well. You know what's crazy? Is that my wife, she has not been a teacher in like oh my god, in like 5 years, 4 or 5 years at least. 5 years. Well, no, almost 6 years. Wait, I gotta see this. That guy didn't even flinch. Hold on. Nope. There we go. My wife hasn't been a teacher for like 6 years. And you know how when you're a kid... Hey, Rez, how you doing, man? Thanks for the prime, dude. Thank you. You know how when you're a kid and you have a list of things you're supposed to bring to school, you know? And you got to bring, like, oh, here's a package of pencils, and oh, here's a box of Kleenex, and you got to bring all this stuff to school, you know, for some reason. Well, it's been 6 years, and we finally went through the last box of Kleenexes from when my wife was a teacher. I don't know if it was like because of COVID. I don't know how we got such a surplus of these Kleenexes. I don't know why she didn't leave them at the school. I don't know why we were in possession of them. Each box had the child's name written on them. It'd be like Jose Gonzalez, and she taught us Spanish. It'd be, you know, be all these crazy names. Not crazy, just Spanish names. And I'm like, thanks, Eduardo. I don't know how we got them all. But we finally ran out. I mean, we're not going through tissues very much. Stealing from little Spanish kids, I guess. I don't know why she didn't just leave them there. Unless it's possible. Now, wait a minute. It's possible that she bought them because it was super low income district. It's possible that she bought them. So let's not rule that out. Okay? Okay? I'm not ruling out that possibility. She bought a lot of stuff for her classroom. A lot of stuff. And then when we started dating and hanging out, somehow she bought even more stuff. And I was at the store with her. And that was my plastic we were using. What the hell's going on? Yeah, she bought a lot of stuff. Well, she had a very unconventional classroom. She had, like, couches and, like, nice lighting. There wasn't one fluorescent light in her classroom. There were nice rugs and workstations. You walk, dude, I walk into that. I've been to her classroom years ago. I walked in there. I'm like, what is this? People are learning here. Still the first use on that cup? Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to throw it away when I get better. It says dad on it. On both sides, see? Anyway, yeah, hope you guys are doing good. I'm going to do the best. We can power through this. I don't got to race or anything. We're just watching, hanging, chilling, chatting, rooting, cheering, doing stuff. Hello, Rydog, at Matt Malone. Yes. Hey, Travis, how we doing? Hi, I'd like to defend my honor. Oh, okay, Samantha. Let's hear from her side of the story. No, it's a genuine question. How did we end up with all of those tissues? I'm thinking it has to do with something about COVID. I don't know. I will allow you to get your thoughts together. Got to hit a Legends race tonight. I don't know. I'll see how I feel. Why is GT1 so dead? The Corvette sounds so good. I agree with you, Sneezy Dwarf. Oh my God, Sneezy Dwarf. You are literally my spirit animal today. At you. Oh man. We got this in frame. When I was on maternity leave, they packed up my classroom and turned it into some COVID room thing, so I had to come take everything or it was repurposed. Oh, you mean like repurposed, like so the children could use it? Oh, can't have that. They, you know, knowing how everything's run these days, that repurposed means, yeah, we just gotta throw it away. We're just gonna throw all this away. Don't you worry about it. Damn, he's about to wipe his butt live on. No, I was blowing my nose. Not gonna put you through that. Not gonna put you through that. Here we go. Is your home furniture all the classroom chairs and tables? We believe you, Samantha. Believe you. Remember that. No, they told me I was kicked out of the room. I had to come get it all because they didn't know I was personally by name. And they throw everything around the hall, and I 2 hours coming at it. Yeah, it's crazy.
Breaks down all the splits, points, and drops during week 2. All of that and more. Coming up on Countdown to Green.
Or as we like to say, Countdown to Gren. That's what we say.
Hello, everybody. And
Hello,
welcome to
everybody.
Round 3 of the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing qualifying series.
Hell yeah,
here
brother.
In 2026, coming to you tonight.
Not really, Cyrock.
From beautiful,
Nope.
virtual
Yeah, a little better.
Rockingham, the Rock, Eastern North
The
Carolina.
Rock, baby.
We're going old school tonight for 200 laps. One of the best tracks on the sim, and we are doing it with some trucks tonight as everybody tries to make their way into the Coca-Cola eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Championship Series.
Is this a
Every week that
sponsored
goes by,
race?
another chance for some drivers to improve their position.
No.
I'm Alan Cavana, happy to be
Hold
with
on,
you.
hold on. I got to get the legalese out of the way. Hi, my name's Matt Malone, and I am contractually obligated to tell you that tonight's stream is sponsored by NASCAR. This is a watch party of the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing qualifying series. This is week 3 at Rockingham Speedway. Sit back and enjoy the race with me, Matt Malone. I'm under the weather. Okay. Got that.
Really looking forward to it tonight. One of the best tracks, one of the best ovals on
Bud's
the sim.
yapping.
Don't forget, if you are a console player, make sure you're hopping on the NASCAR 25 game, Ryan. I know you are. So many different types of race cars, series, career mode. You're spending a lot of time making a lot of laps on this thing. I know you are.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. You mentioned it right there. This NASCAR 25
Took too much
features
cups
all
here.
4 NASCAR touring series. That goes from Cup to O'Reilly, Truck, and even ARCA,
Dodgy.
which is super cool. It's big for
Doggy.
those lower series drivers, those lower teams. So really cool stuff.
That's right,
there.
Checkers.
Every
You're
track
exactly right
It's
about
modeled
that.
to the detail, Alan. It's
That's
laser
right, buddy.
scanned. You have 40-player online multiplayer. And the best part, Alan,
man.
and this is one thing that I think you and I can go head-to-head on, is it doesn't matter if you're a pro, if you're one of these guys out here on the track tonight that we're going to be talking about, or if you're yourself.
Look, I took
who
quite the
is, you know,
cocktail
don't do
of
much driving. I'm sorry,
electrolytes,
I had to pay attention.
multivitamin. I
If you're
took
somebody who doesn't do much racing,
I took 2
you can jump
Advil,
right
and I
into
drank a
this and
cup
have
of
a lot of
coffee
fun.
and a bunch of
Because
water
that's
before the
good
stream.
mix
This is
of
as good as
sim
it gets,
versus
my
fun.
friend.
Yeah, me and James Pike, we're coming for you. Right, Ryan?
My
Right,
pee
Joe?
is bright yellow.
Yes, indeed. You know who else is coming for some
It's
big
a- it's
time
a
scholarship
highlighter
money? How
yellow,
about
actually.
Daniel Falkingham, who won the Great Lakes Gauntlet, the third
What are you
tournament
talking
of the
about?
2025-26 eNASCAR College iRacing Series.
I actually had one
presented by
before the
Flavors
stream,
College
but it was
League.
too
He got
big
the
in
job
my
done
mouth.
there last Wednesday night to
Actually
go
pretty
with
good.
his race win in this series from 2 years ago.
MX Stiley Heresy. Thank you,
Still the
guys.
points leader by 18 over Logan Clampett heading into next month's tournament at Martinsville. You can scan the QR code on your screen to join, to get
Woo.
involved.
And I'm
to
sweating,
get
and it
ready
feels
for
good.
Part of the $60,000 scholarship prize pool. You can also find out
Thank
more
you,
information
Cyra.
on
Whoa!
PCL.GG/page
10 subs for the Jakemans.
Great action there, and great action last week here in this series out in Las Vegas. Guys, Sebastian Marin started on the
Soothing
front in the top
menthol
split. Wasn't always
lozenges.
there. We didn't know he'd be there at the end, but man, his journey. to
Thank
get
you,
that cup of
Vertigo.
class was pretty special.
Well, and his journey to get there was
They'll
so
clear you
insane.
up.
There
They'll
was
clear
a
you
clip
up.
online that circulated, and we talked about it in the broadcast. He was playing some fuel strategy.
been
He
sick
was
for a month.
manually
Oh,
reaching
my
up to his
God.
keyboard, pressing the I button to shut the truck off and coast around the corners. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
impressive
Remember that
what these
guy
guys
was
are able to do. And you see
reaching
right
over
here
to his
all the
keyboard
action.
and,
Las Vegas is one of my favorite tracks on the surface. As we saw Quentin Warman.
He was
just get
reaching
beat
over
up. Turn
his
4 was
keyboard
an
and turning
absolute
his truck off
killer all night
in the
long,
corners.
but 3 and 4
No, it's
wide
not
racing,
cheating.
Lots of momentum, James. I would argue to say this is probably
Thank
some of
you,
the best racing
Cyrox.
we've seen.
It's one of the
Thank
best
you, buddy.
arena tracks you're going to find on the service. And I think that even though we sort of had a tale of two halves kind of race, where the first half you saw a little bit more green flag racing and it was a little bit more
Sick of
caution
moose.
and quick sort of shorter
Hey,
run in the
it's-
second half.
Yeah,
Credit to
Samantha's been sick for like
Sebastian
a
Marin
week.
for
I'm like,
weathering
God,
the
I hope I
storm
don't.
and taking all
I hope I'm not
variables
sick
into
for a week.
account and getting the job done and finishing it off and picking up a first split win in the qualifying series, which anytime you can do that, it's always such a big deal, not only for the momentum that it gives you, but also
I wonder
for where it
what
puts you
I
in
wonder
points.
what
Look at where he
secondary
is now.
split
He
they're
is
going to keep an
94
eye on.
points above the cut line to make Coke
I hope they
Series
just do
3,
second
and you see right
split.
on the
That way
heels of
we'll
Daniel
see
Falkenham, got
our
the
buddy
split one at Daytona.
Nate.
And then you see some big
Nate.
names throughout this. Son of former
The
Coke
Savage
Series
Misfit.
that guy in
Where's
8,
tonight's
Carson
RTP
Hocevar,
race?
who had a
Who's
pretty
that
good
guy?
run in Atlanta. I don't know.
RTP
We haven't seen
race.
him anywhere, right? So you got him. You've got so many former Coke drivers that are trying to make.
I don't know what RTP is, but we are racing.
Raja Caruth, who was just having
They are
I know,
racing
yeah,
trucks
yeah,
at the
Daytona
Rock,
and
baby.
one split there. That's why he's up in this. And then you pointed this out, Ryan, before we got going tonight. 1 point difference.
Oh,
between
road
Lucas
to
Cram
pro.
And Sean Anderson, Aiden Beerline, also World of Outlaw Series drivers. So you got people from all
I don't think they
corners
call
of
it
the
that
sim racing
anymore.
world and the
No,
real life
no,
world
no, they don't
digging
call it that
into
anymore.
things
No,
and
no,
having
no,
a
no, no.
blast and making
Yeah,
a
we're doing
pretty
they're doing
strong start early on
trucks
in this Coke Series, Ryan.
Absolutely.
at the
And to give
Rock,
the audience at
baby.
home a quick refresher on the format.
Oh, nice,
here.
Sir Penguin.
Right now, we are
Enjoy
entering
it, man.
the eNASCAR Coca-Cola
Makes
iRacing
life easy.
qualifying series. This series started on February 10th and will continue until April 28th. That's when we continue going into the free agency. Now, the first round here, it consists of 4 rounds of trucks, 4
5
rounds of O'Reilly
years,
Auto
time
Parts Series
flies.
cars, and the final 3
Boogity
rounds
boogity something
consist
about
of
a
the
race.
NASCAR Cup
I
Series
know I'm
cars.
sick with
Remember,
bronchitis.
you get
Oh,
one
where
drop
everyone's
round, one
sick.
mulligan.
It sucks,
One bad
Captain
race,
Roan.
you
Thanks,
can
buddy.
kinda recover from that, but being consistent is what's gonna matter. This series is open to all iRacers.
I hope you
It
get
is
better.
An official race. All iRacers.
We
with
got
a
the
Class
kangaroo
A
flu.
iRacing oval license and the top 3 in points. We talked about it. That top
So
3,
2
that
more
top
weeks,
30
2 more
bubble,
weeks of the
excuse me.
truck, and then
That
we
top
have
30 enters free
4
agency.
rounds of the
You
O'Reilly's
enter that
car,
pool
and
of
then 3
drivers who
rounds
are
of the Cup
vying
car.
for a chance to compete
It's a
at the
total of
highest
11.
levels.
4 plus 4,
Free
8, 9,
agency,
10.
you
Yeah.
see it right here. All these drivers, 52.
You had to
total
fly to
drivers
Anchorage
enter,
to see a
40
doctor.
drivers in there. All these things right here. You look at right here. This is the format breakdown for the main series, the championship
It's a
series.
good question,
Segment 1
Bam
is
the man.
races
I don't
1
know
through
if there's
3,
any
segment
other
2,
real
4
life
through 6,
drivers that do
and segment
this.
3, 7 through 9, then you get to the playoffs, and then the eNASCAR finale in Charlotte. with
Honeycut.
The top 4 drivers going head-to-head, vying for the Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Honeycut.
Cup.
Yeah, all that racing, it's all boiling down
Honeycut
to
in
who
this?
can make the championship series. And let's not forget, 20 spots are already claimed. If you were in the top 20 last year in points, the best of the best are waiting to see who's going to come out of the qualifying series. And we have 2 of those drivers tonight, guys. 2 of the best to do it right now. We have Tucker Minter and Christopher Hill joining us on the show. Guys, thank you for joining us, first of all. But it's a
Hey,
different
dude, would you
format this year
recommend
in
getting
terms of
into
qualifying to
concrete
get the
testing? A
fake
few
shoe tag
apprenticeships
for
have
the
come up
championship. Tucker, I'll
in
start
my
with you.
area and
What
wondering
stands
how
out to
you found
about
it.
this new
Cheers, man.
qualifying format?
I'd say what stands out to me most is that we have 11 races back to back. You know, there's nowhere to hide on. You know, deep into
it's Minter.
2 weeks straight or something like that. These races back to back and all the different cars, you really got to be on top of it from the get-go.
And Christopher, I'll ask you the same question. You finished in the top 20 last year in the championship series. There's thousands of people trying to get
little something about concrete testing I should tell you about.
It's definitely a new twist. You got to be disciplined in all 3 of the highest cars in NASCAR, and
everybody on the job site will hate you.
First time.
No.
I love it. Representing Rocky Top.
If you're just going to do concrete testing, it's not that bad. It's work, though, but it pays really well, depending on what state you live in.
The championship series.
I think some states, they don't pay well, but it's easy to learn.
Yeah, you know, we have a lot of teammates with us that are trying to qualify.
If you're not a people person, it can be tough.
Been with testing for that, been doing a little bit of coaching for some other folks on the iRacing service through VRS. So that's making.
But yeah, it's easy to learn and.
Good stuff. I know a lot of practice.
You get to see a lot of different projects, that's for sure. That was actually the cool part about it, you know. But after you see like 4 or 5 projects, you're like, okay, I get it. People build stuff, I get it. It doesn't really go any deeper than that.
No. And that's not common. So
Christopher Hill.
Thank for that. We just kind of were testing over time, and we were like, well, we got to come up with a nickname, and that just stood out, and it stuck. So I don't complain. I think it's a great nickname.
I love it. Money is green, but orange, that's, again, another great color. We can talk about that later. But, Tucker, you already said
orange is the new black.
Not resting on your laurels.
It's a TV show, I heard.
From the sim. You're about to go in Max Pappas's MPI Challenge, a sprint type of event. What's your strategy
Max Pappas?
There for, you're going to have some fun this
I
year.
got.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to doing it. I really enjoy the products that MPI puts out. I've been using an MPI wheel for basically all the races I've ever run in the Coke Series. So, looking forward to racing in his event. It's going to be really.
Oh, it's pretty chill, Sean. Yeah, that's for sure.
Time attack, but hopefully,
yeah, it's pretty chill.
Qualified lap in the session. It sets me up well for the heat races, and that's
in Australia, huh?
It's going to be tricky to come from the back.
Yeah, you got to stay sharp. That's
it's pretty chill because usually as a concrete tester, you're by yourself. You got your own work truck. You're traveling to different sites, seeing people, talking to people, seeing different projects, doing this, doing that, taking care of what you got to take care of, doing your paperwork, keeping your equipment clean. You know, it's a job. Yeah.
The X's, the corners come up so fast.
A lot of waiting around, so that's cool.
The white line's your best friend. All the grip, especially on fresh tires.
Do I know how to ride a motorcycle? I've driven a motorcycle before. Yeah, years ago.
To get your guy clear down to the white line because the top
JD Racing,
you want to be within a couple laps of the restart.
And we know there's so much on the line. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Look forward to seeing what you guys can do when May comes around in the championship series, and I hope you're watching tonight so you can learn some of this competition. Thank you for joining us.
My buddy had a crotch rocket, and I drove it down a subdivision like 90 miles an hour, and I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't buy one of these.
Guys, we heard from 2 of the best. They're racing tonight at Rockingham, 200 laps. Racing
like 18 years old.
Well, there's a lot I think we can make of that when we look
at
our
awesome.
vehicle analysis. This is
the it was great. I would totally have a motorcycle if I trusted people on the roads, but I don't.
4-speed manual, bunch of big Goodyear Eagles. But Tucker Minter, I want to come to you on this. When you think of the truck,
I just can't trust other people on the road, you know?
Compared to the other vehicles we race in eNASCAR.
I would say the main thing about the truck that's different is the way that the dirty air works. You know, you can really get up behind somebody and get that truck in front of you.
Like you're on a motorcycle and you're paying attention, and then all you see are cars driving around like this.
That turn 2 wall is going to come up quick, and you can find yourself in a bad place.
Love it. We love it. Maybe we can learn a little bit more. How about Ryan? Let's dig into our Logitech T-Track analysis and find out more about the Rock, yeah?
Absolutely. We're headed to the Rock. 200 laps.
Wouldn't want to get one.
1 mile long racetrack, high banking, 22 degrees.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
On both ends. So it's kind of even on that front. I'm going to toss this to Christopher Moneyhill. Look, Christopher, you talked about this track. You talked about how tight the exits of these quarters are. What do you expect to see from these drivers here as we get ready?
Trucks at the Rock, baby. Let's go. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, like I said before, the white line is your best friend really most of the run, but like you said, long race, so
that was fun.
A lot of different strategy opportunities. So if you're buried back in dirty air, you know, you'll have plenty of opportunities to spice it up on pit road.
Absolutely. Spicing it up on pit road. We'll see a ton of that. I know Blake McCandless is
Oh my
absolutely
God,
itching
Slugger.
for this race
Yeah.
to start. One of our good buddies, Blake. So it's super exciting to go back to the Rock. And Alan,
I mean, where I live,
lots of
where
lots
I
of
live,
on-track
motorcycles
action to cover
are
here tonight.
generally
Totally.
safe.
And we mentioned Blake because it's sort of like
But
a
if I
hometown race,
were
but it
to
also
live
brings in
like,
some strategy. We know
I'd
he
have to
likes
live in
throw
like
that
a
there, but
a
lot of
little
drivers can do that
town
tonight, guys. James,
that
I'll
with a
start with you.
population of
200
like
laps. Pretty
50
long
people
for this race,
with
for
like
this
3
series
main
on a track
streets,
that
and
can be
it's
so
like,
difficult
you
to
know,
stay on that white line.
like nobody
What was the
around,
challenge
all
from
the
your
speed limits are
perspective,
like
even on this track?
25 miles an
I think the
hour,
challenge is just
then
not
I'd consider
beating
it.
yourself at the Rock. It's a race where you're going to have one of the longest races of the entire qualifying series. You've got time for
For a
strategy
beginner
development
sim
on the
racer,
play.
what
You see a
ASETEK
lot
Wheel
of
and
green
Base
flag
would you
runs, so
tell them to
I
look
think the biggest
into?
thing, as simple as it sounds, is just to be consistent over the course of 50 or 60 laps. You're not going to win this in one lap, but you can take yourself out by hitting the fence, exiting 2-2.
Depending on their budget, either the Initium or the La Prima.
Yourself an opportunity so that when we get to 20 to go, 15 to go,
If they got a little extra cash, I'd definitely recommend going La Prima.
And the big thing too is keeping that right front underneath you. We talked about wrapping that white line, but if you're one of those guys that's trying to make hay on the top, that right front tire is going to take a beating, and keeping that air on the nose is going to be important. So I'm going to be interested to see how much the line develops as this race progresses, Alan.
We've got tire wear, we've got
Captain
rough
Roan.
surface, we've got one of the best old school tracks in all of real life and here on the sim. I can't wait tonight as so many drivers try to make that dream of making it to the eNASCAR Coca-Cola
Hell yeah,
Championship
Bones.
Series.
I mean,
This
you got to
is that
ask him,
three-wheel
like, hey,
trucking
you
at
know,
the Rock tonight.
does he have
We'll
any
go
other
great.
past, like,
Right
sim
after this.
racing experience? Does he know he's going to be into it? What's his level of dedication? You know, if it's something that he's going to really be investing for years to come, I mean, it's worth to spend a little extra money. Here we go. What's this? Is this the Charlotte one, right? This is May 22nd, for the Memorial Day weekend.
Racing isn't just a game.
Oh, none.
It's a way of life. Every lap, every moment. Practice is about consistency. Winning doesn't come easy.
Oh, man, my pits are so wet right now.
My turn, Bubba. Feel the road. Own the race. Logitech G wheels and pedals available now on Amazon.
Welcome to Sunday at full throttle.
Feels good. You're welcome.
This is where you remember what it's like. to
Yeah.
feel something.
Yeah, remember when you felt something in your life?
Let's go! To America, start your engines!
Oh, I took a nap. I woke up. The whole bed was wet. That's not because I peed in the bed. It was sweating. What? That's like when you say something in between songs at a concert where it gets real quiet. Yeah, true, Bones. True. Zero sugar. How do they do it? How do they do it?
Alongside the best of the best, because Ray Alcala no longer stands alone.
Here we go.
As the only multi-time champ, Wilson is the 25 eNASCAR champion.
Hey, they tried to drag me down, but look who's laughing now. Look who's laughing now. I believe in something that I can't explain. The wind is calling out my name.
Hell yeah, Bones.
Let it rain on me. You know I couldn't be out.
What's the tagline to this song? It's like,
I'm gonna take what's mine for the world to see.
they say it like a million times later.
You gotta take
It's okay, Sir Penguin. Oh, yeah. You gotta take the lead. You gotta feel the fire. Yeah. Look at this production. Take the lead.
Live from iRacing's virtual Rockingham Speedway in Rockingham, North Carolina, we say good evening, sim racing fans, and welcome to round 3 of the 2026 eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing qualifying series.
What a mouthful.
Well, there are 2 weeks left in these NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series trucks for the drivers who want to fight on the road to $500,000 later this year, and we're happy that you're with us on the iRacing Esports Network. Myself, Evan Pasoko, Kenneth Bueno, Alan Cavana with us as always, and KB, if this is your specialty, these trucks, you're running out of time. But man, what a challenge tonight.
Tough track,
is just
tough track.
Quintessential NASCAR. We saw The Rock come back for the championship series last year, and we've got it tonight again in the qualifying series.
And this track tonight, Evan, in Rockingham Speedway gives you a dichotomy
Bones,
of
what's
feelings
going
if you're
on,
the
buddy?
driver base.
Thank you,
One,
man.
nerves,
Thank you.
and the other, excitement. And of course, for this series, 2 more races left.
Dev Blog should come out
Craftsman trucks.
this
we
week,
jump into
I would
a O'Reilly
imagine.
Auto Parts Series action right after that.
Bones with another gifted. Thank you, man.
Of NASCAR competition with these 3 cars. Everyone with an A-Class and 2.0 safety rating with a license will be able to compete.
Yeah, this
Top
series
30
is
eligible
for
to make it into free
$500,000,
agency,
and
to make it into the
$100,000 goes to the
on
winner.
This year, and we've got multiple splits, tons of entries here in this new format.
It really is something that we haven't seen in this series before. This simplified format gives us racing pretty much every single Tuesday, Alan. It feels like it was just a day ago we were in Daytona. We're already talking about wrapping up the trucks here in these next 2 weeks.
Yeah, at least we're doing it on an old school surface like the one tonight at Rockingham. It's not the sandpaper that it used to be, but it has challenges of its own tonight. The trucks at Rockingham next week at Phoenix. Then we go to the O'Reilly Auto Parts cars, Homestead Auto Club, Darlington, Bristol, and then the final stretch in the Cup cars back to Chicagoland, high speeds of Michigan, and that beautiful oval down at Texas.
It's the longest race on this qualifying series calendar. Let's go trackside. Take a look at your Coca-Cola starting grid. Eddie Kerner is going to be on pole position tonight with the 22-283. He's going to bring us to the green flag alongside last week's top split winner in Las Vegas. Sebastian Barron will roll from position number 2. A tie down to at least the third 10th of a point there to 1/1000th. Blake Reynolds and Andrew Navarro going to make up row number 2 and 3rd and 4th. Ahead of Michael Frisch at Garrett Maines in P5 and 6. 7th belongs to Daniel Falkenham with Octavio Rondeletto in 8th. Quinton Mormon in 9th, and Cody Bias rounds out your top 10.
Hey, Boots, how you doing, man?
And the top-tier talent doesn't stop in the midst of this top 20. Seth Knoll, 11th. 12th is where you'll find
these guys
Matthew
are so
Warren.
good.
Matt Busa runs in 13th to begin
Let's
this
go,
race. With
Busa.
Justin Smith behind him in 14th. Garrett Lowe, former championship series driver, in the top 15. Kenny Brady, exciting announcement in the hours leading up to this race. He'll be 16th on the grid.
What was
Sean
the
Conklin
announcement?
rolling from 17th place. Rocky Boyd III is 18th. Adam Garza behind in 19th. And Brian Mercurio rounds out the top 20 in qualifying.
Second half of the field kicks off with the 24. That's Caden Diedrich. He's alongside the 4-time championship series champion Ray Alfala.
Hey, why doesn't Nate Stewart get in top split,
right,
dog?
We'll see what he can do from 23rd. He's ahead of Eugene Mozgodov in 24th. Matthew Boniface will start 25th tonight. Jacob Wilkerson in P26. Wyatt Tinsley 27th. Michael Cozy Jr., one of the Coca-Cola feature drivers, is 28th, with Cody Johnson and Kevin Champagne your top 30.
And behind them, just 6 more trucks. Christopher Pfeffer in 31st. Behind him is the 32nd place truck of Larry Pace. Then
That's
you'll
right,
find Bobby
Eric.
Scott back in 33rd. Grant
Time to
Boland,
shake
a
and
deep
bake,
start
baby.
in 34th place. John Forbes Jr. back in 35th.
Well.
And Matthew Bappy rounds out our 36 truck field.
Once
from
you
the
get to know the drivers and you start getting a little bit of character development, you know, and they do little interviews with people, or, you know, let's say like a guy you didn't know like wins a race and they interview him and he's super emotional and everything. Like, you get to know him, you know, and then you see him week after week and you become invested, you know.
Sets available, and the estimated pit window 95.
No, this is
to 100
qualifying,
laps. We will see
Senegos.
some
There's
drivers
11
push
races
it,
in
push
qualifying to
that window for
determine
nearly half
the
of this
remainder
potential
of the
race with 3 sets
field
available.
for the 2026 eNASCAR Series. And Casey got second place overall last year, so he's already locked in. He doesn't have to qualify to get in. The top like 20 drivers are locked in already. So the remainder of like 30 drivers or whatever are qualifying to get into the actual series.
Qualifying campaign. Pace car lights off. Will yield to the safety of pit road this time to the field in the hands of your pole sitter, the number 31 machine of Eddie Kerner.
Here we go, baby.
Go
Trucks at the Rock. Green flag. Whee! Whee! Go get him, boys. Go get him, boys. Oh, excuse me.
Check up on the bottom lane midway through the field, but out front, Eddie Kerner wins the first lap battle and leads at the conclusion of lap number 1.
Take the lead.
He'll slide in line P1. Marin decides it's going to be second for him.
Take the
Top
lead.
3 single file. First battle sees now the number 99.
Dude, I drove a couple laps here, dude. It is not easy.
Whoa,
whoa.
Looking to the bottom as the instigator at all of that is Garrett Maines.
And you want to be on the bottom over the first few laps, try to save that right front tire, and it looks like Garrett Maines is going to try to push the issue back into 1. But you already saw that overwhelming sense of caution, Evan, on that first lap. This is a brand new surface for Rockingham Speedway, but this is the same dangerous and very discipline-heavy track that you've seen for all the last years before this feature came into iRacing. So with all of that going in, everyone trying to tiptoe on the cold Goodyear Eagles, making sure they don't step out the trucks and have any problems, because this front straightaway has provided for many initial start and restart calamities. We didn't see that in the opening lap, which is a good sign for everyone in the field.
Yeah, that was a quick look at Michael Cozy Jr. back further in the field. We jump up now to Garrett Lowe. That's the number 14 machine down on the inside of the racetrack. Battling right now, side by side. The truck to the outside going to be Justin Smith. They're 14th and 15th on the racetrack right now. These laps knock by quick. I mentioned the pole time for Kerner at 22:283. So it is the longest night, both in distance and in lap count. 200 laps on the board tonight. But curious to see what tonight's pace will be like, Alan. This track is unforgiving. So far, so good out of the blocks, at least.
Yeah, back up front. We heard in Countdown to Green from our Championship Series driver, Christopher Hill, how important it is to get down on that bottom line. That's what the top of the field right now has discovered. Obviously, they're trying to stick to that bottom white line as much as they can. Sebastian Marin last week at a track like Las Vegas, so much.
I just saw this on Twitter.
Take a look from one of our Coke drivers, Ray Alfala.
It says Twitch will no longer enforce against streamers who display a combined chat.
Back up to the Championship Series. The first 2 races have not gone super great for the 4-time champion. He needs a really good finish tonight, guys.
You're not currently one of the drivers in the top 30. That is the benchmark. Top 30 drivers in this qualifying series will make it to the free agency period, where 52 drivers will be eligible to be selected for the field of 40 cars that will fight for the $100,000 top prize in the 2026 Championship.
I mean, I've been doing it this whole time, but you know.
Of the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series. Single file out in front of Alfala.
I'm sick.
Through all the way to P1. Nobody side by side.
So does that mean I can put the badges up then?
Little buffer.
I can put the badges up.
You can see him way off in the distance.
See, I have badges on my screen, so I know what platform it's coming from, but on screen, there's no badges.
Michael P. Frisch did pick up a spot. He's in 4th, and Daniel Falkenham picked up 2. He's now in P5.
Yeah.
And just watching everyone be disciplined in these first few laps, all about saving the tires. And here at Rockingham, you know, this track can get you at its very interesting points, exactly off of turn 2.
Okay, we are looking at top split trucks at the Rock for round 3 of the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing qualifying series. We're looking at top split. Usually they check in with a different split as well.
Behind the wheel before you officially commit.
Maybe they will check in with a different split.
That's what everybody at the top 5 is doing right now, Evan. Just staying calm.
What was the live notification?
It's a long race. It's very different from some of the other races we'll see in this schedule. This one's going to be very
nice and smooth.
long, very distance
Gonna be saving tires,
so
you know.
Keep your calm, keep your composure,
burnt.
stay in the line for now.
It's always been a cult classic here on the service when top-level
Yeah, you should probably watch on YouTube.
Wasn't at the Rock for the better part of a decade and change. It was still very popular amongst stock car enthusiasts here on the service, and has even more interest now that it has made a return to some of the top-level racing in the real world. It never left
Merc City,
on the
good to see you,
iRacing
buddy.
Service, but good to
How we
see it
doing? How we
included, as
doing?
I mentioned, in the championship series last year and here this year in the qualifying series. Watching some of the drivers kind of mid to front of the field. Right now you're looking at the number 36 truck who's tucked in line behind the number 3. So again, everybody doing a good job here in the, we'll call it the high 20s, low 30s of behaving themselves. And don't forget, several races going on over the course of the night. Tonight we'll be
third
checking
split.
in with our friends in the
Third split.
And
Why
that
not
third
second
Sure,
split?
you're not going to get top honors and points, but Joe Armstrong, a third split winner just a week ago in Las Vegas.
Wouldn't it make more
P16 in
sense
the overall points, Alan.
to do
So
second
just 'cause they
split?
did top split doesn't
The
mean there's
first
not big
race,
points on
they
the
did
line for the
first and
drivers on the
second
bottom
split.
half.
The second race, they did first and third. Now they're going to do first and third again?
Advance to the championship series if they were to keep going. You never know who's going to show up.
It's 'cause it's
We've seen
Carson's
NASCAR
in
driver
there?
Roger Caruth, NASCAR driver Carson
What, they-
Osipar pop up in some of these splits, guys. We've had more than 1,400 drivers in this qualifying series in just the first 2
No,
weeks.
they just
not
talked
including
about
the
him.
drivers
Andrew, thank you,
we're
buddy.
seeing tonight. We're looking at the top split, but again, number
Shogun,
of splits
welcome.
throughout this qualifying series as everyone's just trying to chase that dream of getting to the championship.
And the iRating average for this split, the top split, is over 8,000 in tonight's race. Jumping on board.
I was
with last
wondering
week's
if
winner,
you
it's
do any other
Sebastian
work
Baron.
outside of
Started second.
iRacing.
It's exactly where he runs.
No, I quit
mentioned
my
that
job to
Turner
do this
built up
full-time.
About a 3 or 4 truck length
I used to.
advantage. It's maybe doubled.
I used to double
Call
dip.
it 6 or so.
I used to double
as he
dip.
sits in that spot, pretty comfortable. Has a bit of an advantage.
No,
over
I'm
Blake
full-time
Reynolds in
content
third,
creator
and
now,
then
if
Frisch
if
and
that's what you wanna
Faulkingham,
call it.
4 and 5, no changes.
Full-time
from the
streamer.
last time we talked about them.
Full-time
in
streamer.
run order. So Sebastian Baron, somebody who's trying to leapfrog and keep some momentum. And as I mentioned, no changes. Daniel Faulkingham, 2 trucks behind
How long
him,
has it been?
completing a
2
pass
years?
On Michael Frisch. So Faulkingham up 3 spots. He sits in P4 at the moment. But no changes to those drivers in the top 3. They run exactly.
Man, it's
where
weird
took
they
the
wouldn't
green flag
show
from.
second
And for
split.
Marin and Faulkingham, I mean, this is the time to just take control of this qualifying series championship.
Tropical.
You win Daytona if you're Faulkingham. You win Las Vegas if you're
Yeah, 'cause I've been
Sebastian
streaming for like
Baron. And
12
all of a sudden,
years,
You've got, you know,
and
a
then
single-digit gap.
the last
for
2
top
years
of the
I've been
qualifying
full-time
series.
doing
And
it.
while, of course, the goal is to be top 30, you still have a big buffer before you get there. If you can at least early in the campaign stretch out that buffer as much
Yeah, I
as
think
you
it
can,
has been like
you're
2 years.
tactically putting yourself
Or
in a
coming
good
up to
spot
2
because
years.
Should you use the mulligan
I
drop,
forget.
that'll help you out. Should the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series
We've been
cars
having
or
too
the
much fun to
next-gen
keep
car
track,
races
you
go
know?
a little awry for you with the back half of the calendar, you can
Yeah, sometime in
compensate for your
May
very stocky performances
is
here
the
in these
anniversary,
first
but-
few. So for Marin and for Faulkingham, they've been disciplined so far in the first
I don't know what
19
year
laps.
it was.
And again, just showing you some of the best of the qualifying
This coming up
series so
May
far,
will be 2
and just
years,
waiting
I
for their
think.
chance to
Yeah.
pounce.
This coming up
Faulkingham's
May will be 2
versatility
years
is really
full-time.
showing itself in that 99 truck. Even
May
now,
7th.
in this race, we saw him win Daytona, a super speedway. We saw him do very well at Las Vegas.
May
last week. And now
7th
here we
of
are. I think
24.
some old schoolers would call this place a short track.
May
certainly
7th,
racing like one.
2024.
And there he is once again, right now, competing for the win in the top 4. I expect
Yeah,
him to have
thanks,
a good race
Boots.
here. A long way to go, guys, before the championship
Okay.
series. But Faulkingham's versatility is showing so far.
Yep, 2024.
Let's jump over to split number 3. We took a split screen look at it. No pun
Oh,
intended.
May
just a
the
minute ago, but
7th.
as Eddie Kerner continues to lead here in
I
split
forget
number 1.
when the
What's happening
is
down
that
here?
when the
Matt
actual
Davis, currently
subathon
your
started?
leader in split number 3. They are also clean and green from the jump. Looks like a battle for 17th right now. Hop and Hamkamp in a battle for 17th and 18th. They got Boyd Hogan. Why not? Oh, I thought maybe
Technically, I guess
23
it's whenever
down
the
to inside,
subathon
but
started.
A little bit more aggression, it seems, here.
But technically, I was
on split 1.
I had already quit my job before I started the subathon because I had like a 2 week, 2 weeks to prepare for like the subathon and everything.
Qualifying series points. If you're further back in the
May
splits and you
8th
don't
was
have a
day
high
1 of the
fire rating,
subathon.
you've gotta
Okay.
perform better
So
in
yeah,
those lower
May.
splits to be able to gain all
I
those
forget what
points
my last day
necessary to
was
fight
at
some of
work,
those
but
who are qualifying into the top split every single week. So, of course, you're going to be more aggressive the further you go down in these splits, because all these drivers know what's at stake. They understand that they have to be more desperate in a sense, and that, of course, translates to pure aggression on the racetrack as Jose Solis Jr. tries to fight off some traffic.
Did they redo the rock?
A very good battle for position right here.
I'm going to classify him as a dual sport athlete, but the sport's still racing cars. A driver in the eNASCAR College iRacing Series representing UConn.
I can't even
we'll
smell
be
it.
talking about that because
Take it
the
away.
third race of their spring semester
Thanks for thinking of me, though.
for time trials today, as we look forward.
Did you
to
poop in your boss's convertible?
In a couple of weeks' time, but we see a lot of that crossover here in the qualifying series.
I was reading chat.
The college
I thought
series
you'd
and
think that would be
everything
funny.
else inside of the world of eNASCAR.
My employee brought me down a bowl of popcorn, but I can't.
Or on Wednesday evenings, but just kind of going through Agno, Phillip, and Aim, who had qualified for the championship series, trying to get back to that point. You've got
Yeah,
a lot
Brett.
of other
Well,
names,
we did a
to that level
last
running
season
inside of the top 24. Now, of course,
during one of before one of the eNASCAR official races. They did an all-star race,
in the third
and
split, you're going to be scoring more points than somebody who's finishing in the back half.
Jordan
of the field
Worth is in third
number
split.
one. So, you know, there are
we did do an
overall
all-star
less points
race
available,
last
but it is still
last
possible.
season, just a one-off.
In order to make
They
this
wanted
work,
to test it
if I
out.
look
I
at
thought
the
it was
point
fun.
standing coming
I thought it was
into
super
this,
fun.
The lowest, I'll say, split represented amongst the top 30, split 4. Logan Helton completed in split 4 last week. So did Raja Karuth. Right now, they're above the top 30.
So now we're looking at
in the
third
point standings.
split.
So plenty of opportunities for these drivers.
And we're looking at positions 4, 5, and 6 in this race. You mentioned some of the names we might recognize. Ryan
Jordan
Doucette,
Worth.
former championship series driver.
Hello, Pravi. How are you, buddy?
It's just goes to show you the level of competition now involved in iRacing, in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola series, where there's so much competition, and how tough it is to crawl your way back once you are no longer in that championship.
You sound great.
locked
Oh,
in with the
thank
top
you.
20, but just the want to get there and the climb you have to go through now, it just shows how tough it can be.
So we'll keep watching on, but the gap up front.
We're gonna
in this
keep
second
watching
split, third split,
on.
should
I
say,
mean,
sorry, not too dissimilar to what we're seeing.
What
in split number
else
one.
do
Maverick
we
Davis, a pretty
have to
comfortable
do
1.1
today
second advantage.
besides watch
And then
the
Logan Helton not really
eNASCAR
able to get away
Coca-Cola
from that
qualifying
point, as we
series?
continue to watch,
This is the
Boyd
only
Hogan and
thing
Tyler
on right
Lyle
now.
Continue to pace each other in the number 4 and 5 position, but it'll be interesting to see. Again, we mentioned the
What are you gonna
fuel
watch?
window,
Reruns
for
of
pit service, about
Friends?
95 to 100 laps.
What are you
or
gonna
so, so
watch?
you do need
What are
to
you gonna
maintain pace.
What are you
There
gonna
is something to
watch?
be said
You gonna
about,
watch
you know,
Goonies
going
for the
too hot out of
40th
blocks.
time?
It's not
No.
the roughest.
Oh, you know what we
surface
watched
that
over the
we've ever
weekend
seen
while we were
here
sick?
at the Rock, but it is still not forgiving. So
We
drivers
watched
do
the
need to pace
movie
themselves, and it's going to be interesting to kind of take a mental snapshot.
E.T.
27 of that leaderboard. Let's see where they are in about 50 laps time. Well, these gentlemen joined us.
It's actually
on
a pretty
Countdown
good
to Green,
movie.
but joining us on
Pretty
the race
good movie.
broadcast for a little bit. Joined by Tucker Minter, a
Pretty
2025
good movie.
championship series driver for William Byron Esports, and Christopher Hill. Also
The whole
champ driver
movie's
from
like
last
really
year for the
dark
Apex
though, like
Racing team, guys.
just
Welcome
visually
to the
dark. I'm
podcast.
like, can you turn some lights
right,
on? I can't
guys.
even see anything.
So I know you guys both mentioned you were excited to watch this race, and we're happy to have you. Tucker, I'll start with you first
man.
because you just happened to be the championship series race winner here at Rockingham a year ago. I know it's not apples
saw it
to
in
apples,
theater.
cars compared to trucks, but
Little-
obviously you
little-
like this
little
place,
Drew
so give me your pitch on
Barrymore.
What makes Rockingham such a good track?
Well, I think
little
what's awesome
cutie
about
pie,
Rockingham is
Drew
just how
Barrymore in
technical
there.
it is. You know, a lot of tracks, there's one good way to get around the racetrack, and Rockingham's no different. But
Oh,
it's
jeez.
really just a fine line between driving it in too hard, not driving it in hard enough. You have to be walking that razor's edge as to what the fastest way is to be around the racetrack here. And you're seeing the guys that are good at doing that move forward right now because tires are starting to fall off right now as we get just past 3 laps into the race here.
Just Cody Bias trying to get around
What
the
I
inside
don't
of
get in
Brian
that movie is
Mercurio, and
why
not
did
able to hold
E.T.
the
come
spot.
back
That
to
battle,
life?
Right now for 9th and 10th
Like what
position.
happened?
And up the
Like
road, I think
they
it was
never
Falkenham
explained it.
and
All of a sudden he's
battling. So
dead,
nobody
and
really
then
started to stretch
oh, his
themselves
heart
out.
is
Now they're starting
glowing.
to compact themselves back in. And Christopher, this
That one.
format type, we'll call it, with the different splits is something that for you being a rookie driver this past year in the championship series isn't all that unfamiliar with, because under the old 3-tiered Road to Pro ladder, you would have had to do this in what was the qualifying series to lead into contenders. So how do you as a driver kind of compartmentalize your individual race, knowing though that
Uh-oh, we got a new giveaway. Bones gifting
I mentioned
let's
earlier,
get
P20
Dizzy
in
shirt
split
to the
one,
chat.
meaning your top
Let's
split
go.
Not going to pay as good of the points if someone has a better night than you.
Hey, if you love oval racing, that's why you're here.
Yeah,
Here's your chance to
luckily for
win
these guys, they have the
an
most points
oval
available to them.
track.
So, I mean,
Let's
they're just
get
looking to
Dizzy
stack
race
days, stack
shirt
races. I mean,
from the merch
a top
store.
5 and top
Thank you,
split
buddy.
can go a long way. So I mean,
I'm
you
so
have,
dizzy.
No buffer for error in the lower splits. Those guys have to.
Let's
show up every
go,
single
Rob
week
man. Good to
because,
see you.
You know, 15th in split 5 is just. I mean, that's equivalent to 30th in top split. So. Those guys, you know, no room for error, whereas all these top split guys are just looking to stack good finishes back to back.
And Chris, you guys were able to wrap up the championship series last year above that top 20 cut, which was
What kind of
huge,
drugs
because
am I
obviously
on?
you lock yourself into the free agency period as we go
I'm only on supplements. Well, Advil. Oh, I just saw someone. I saw someone in his background.
Navarro and Maines are going at it. So you were obviously very aware of points coming down to the end of the championship series.
Gotta
last
keep my
year.
eye on this guy.
When for these guys? It's an 11-week season. With
Could
the
be
drop,
somebody
it's a
sneaking
long
around
way to
behind
go.
him.
How early is too early to start worrying about points and
Those
splits
are all
and
his
cut lines?
trophies, huh?
Definitely too early now to do anything off the wall and
Ow.
crazy. I mean, maybe once we get halfway through the O'Reilly Auto Parts series part
Hey,
of the
Skipple.
schedule, if you're not looking too good, you maybe start throwing.
Now, I took
couple
a
Hail
nice
Marys,
little
but
cocktail
for
of some
right now, the
electrolytes and
Fire Truck Series
multivitamin
portion
with a
of the
couple
schedule, you're
Advil
just
and a
looking
cup of coffee and a bunch
to
of
get solid
water.
Races, execute. Just don't do anything to take yourself out of it at this point.
Yeah, Rob, man, the day after I got sick, though. So.
Is as we see the
We're
number
getting
2
through
machine
it.
in a battle right now is obviously
We're
we see all
powering
3
through
different
it.
cars, right? The NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series trucks now. We'll see the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series cars later,
Slugger.
and then the Cup cars. Tucker, when you do Championship Series racing, it's all Cup. It's a little bit more dedicated. What challenges?
Well, I
do
feel
you
much
think
better
racing
because I'm
all
not
3
in the
disciplines
fetal position,
presents
sweating
for
and
drivers in this?
freezing. So
Well,
that's
the
good.
difficulty is each car has something to make it go a little bit faster.
Yeah,
It's
that's,
different. The truck
never
likes
good.
one thing. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Series cars like another.
Sometimes you
The
need
next
that, though, you know, a little
completely different,
purge.
those two. So,
Little
you just
purge
have
of
to
the
stay on top
system.
of it. Like we said in the pre-race show, it's
You
11
know?
races back to back to back, and so you can be really good in the trucks and show up for that first race in the O'Reilly Auto
Eric,
Parts Series
you
cars
sly
and be
son
out
of a
to
gun.
lunch. So you really just
And
have
then
to
we
make
watched
sure
the
that you're always
movie
putting your best forward,
Zootopia,
always
and if
doing
you
what
haven't
can
seen
in practice to work with your
Zootopia,
teammates out
I
to be,
highly
the best
recommend
race
it.
vehicle you can have in a given week.
It is a hilarious
We're talking
movie.
about how we've seen this series
And now I guess there's a
progress and
Zootopia
change, and
2,
obviously
so
this
we're
is one
gonna
of the
watch
biggest
that.
changes we've seen to the format in quite some time is Andrew Navarro going to go under Sebastian Marin to battle for third ongoing.
Oh, really, Pravi?
Navarro's got him at the stripe. Marin's
Yes,
gonna let him go.
Vertigo.
So Marin,
I
who's
was
starting
laughing
second
hard.
and
Yeah,
held
the
second
DMV
for the longest
scene.
time, starting to slip back now.
And
as
then when
we
they
close in on
go
50 laps in the race.
try to get
Got passed
clues,
by
and there's that
Reynolds.
hippie guy in the
You made it to
naked
the
area or
championship series
whatever,
there, Tucker, in 2023
and they talk to
first
the
as a
elephant,
rookie.
and they're like,
You've
"Oh,
been
this
able to make
elephant,
it to the
man,
playoffs
he
for 3
remembers
consecutive
everything,
seasons.
but he
So I know it's
doesn't."
not
And I'm
that
trying to
long ago, but you
explain
look at this format
to my
compared to the one that you
5-year-old
had to
why
race
it's
through
so
to get there.
ironic.
How
I'm
do
trying to
you
explain
cock up
ironic
the
to her.
challenges and the changes
It's going
that
over
these
her
drivers have
head.
had to deal with compared to what the series infrastructure was just 3 or 4 years ago.
Hey, Wheels wins
It's really
it.
not too
Wheels
different.
wins
We
it.
had the
Congrats,
2
Wheels.
round of the qualifying format or Road to Pro, whichever one you want to call it. You still had a really abbreviated round 1 and a really abbreviated
Flight
round
of
2.
the
So
Navigator.
all these guys, if they've been running it for a long time, or
I
even
think
if
I
it's
know
their first
exactly
time,
what you're
it's not
talking
different to
about.
what we had a while ago. It's just we have less races in each vehicle than we had before.
Hold on,
So
I'm gonna look
it's
it up.
always about making sure
It's
that you
that
have the
kid
most
with
points
that-
possible.
it's like a
easy to get yourself distracted.
circle,
Just like it is in the championship series about trying to get one win or get one more spot. But in the end, we're trying to points race and make sure that we have a spot in free agency rather than
Yeah. That's the one I'm thinking of. Yep.
Well, Chris, we just saw Sebastian Marin.
This is exactly what I was. I was picturing this. It's like a circle with a red and a kid.
Eddie more so. I mean, he got way out to a 3.6.
I don't know about that one.
But Marin slipping it back. Eddie's not. So as we take
Yeah, it'd be worth it.
replay here from split number 3 and take a look at some trouble off of turn number 4 with Caden Quapple getting out of shape and kind of chasing that thing all the way into the wall.
What I've noticed with the older movies, the sound is just so much better. All like the sound effects are more like raw and like crisp.
Hot, but Kerner not struggling. It looks like Marin is a little bit at this point.
Yeah, I think as you look into the corners here, you can kind of see a rubber
THX,
strip develop
the
where
sound?
the truck's right side tires
That's
are,
why
and
it's
as
better?
more trucks run on that rubber strip, it gets slick. And so Sebastian's truck, just his
Garrett Maines,
well,
4th place, top split. Let's
also
go.
starting in dirty air, you know, Eddie's had the luxury of having clean air this entire time, so he's probably
True.
got the best tire wear in the field right now. He's not had to push his truck at all, whereas Sebastian had to fight through air early, and I think he's offset his wear to where he's going to struggle now until he can get his tires back under control.
Battle for 14th is what we're looking at now. Is the
THX is better than
low.
Dolby.
He's trying to get up to Matt Busa. Those are two drivers who have had many battles.
Everything was less
in their
bassy.
time at top
Yeah.
level NASCAR
It's more
action, but,
crisp.
they're trying to fight in front of the Matthew Morton and Octavio.
Oh, really,
Rondeau,
Rob,
Seth
man?
Nolan battle. So, again,
I wonder
really
if going to
solid within the
space gave him a
25
bad
laps of this
drug
race. It
addiction.
really spread out, and now that we're seeing maybe who's done a better job of keeping
Well, you have
the tire
movies
under
like,
than others,
which I haven't seen in a long time, but it was creepy, is Never Ending Story. Never Ending Story. I remember watching that as a kid. It creeped me out, dude. It creeped me out. But I haven't seen it since I was a little kid.
Tires and conserve the truck over the course of a run. 25 laps in, are there any indicators to you as a driver that, hey, I'm doing a good job, or hey, I'm not? Or do you not really get that answer until you either start picking guys off or they start picking you off?
Really, the best thing you can do is just wait for people
The
to drop
aliens
back. If you're saving your
fed 'em
tires
drugs.
properly, they're going to end up coming back to you without you needing
But we
to
have
correct the
Disney
pace, and that's what I'm
Plus,
seeing
you know?
right now. I've got
And
my eye on
I don't think they have. It's really hard to
back into
find
the
all
inside
like
of
the
that
old
Coca-Cola truck.
movies in there.
He did a really good
They don't
job
make it
of
very
taking
easy to
care of
find
his
the
tires
classics,
early
you
in the
know?
race.
And I don't think they have
because he
them
had a
all,
bad
to be
starting
honest.
position, but even those
But they
guys that
should.
are struggling with the
I
way
just
that
struggle
the
to
track
find
is
them.
dynamically changing here, it's really hard to make passes. So you just kind of have to be on the lookout this entire race to make sure you're taking care of your tires, but you can't lose too much track position because it is hard to get through the field.
We spent a little bit of time talking about drivers who have been struggling. It's the opposite for this guy right here on the bottom, Mercurio. They really got tight that time. And up onto the door, Quinton Warman, a battle for 8th and 9th spot. That was not a good
it's like a
3-4
cartoon.
for Bryant, but overall it has been. He started this race in 20th. He's up at the number 9 spot. His 11 positions gained is the most out of
Last
anybody
Starfighter.
in the field. And Quinton Warman wants to stay ahead of it, but Mercurio able to shake off the counter strike from Cody Bias on the bottom, and Mercurio seems to be the driver on the move in that blue Toyota. We'll keep an eye on him to see if he can close back in to the bumper of the 67 Hayek Motorsports machine in front of him. So quarter of the way through this 200-lap affair here at the Rockingham Speedway.
So when
Guys, I don't
you
know if had an
purchase and
opportunity
subscribe to
watch
Disney
the opening
Plus,
two
you
races
forego
of the season,
all.
at Daytona and both in Las Vegas. But curious if you
you-
guys did, if any names have jumped out, right? I mean,
Oh
you're
my
essentially
gosh.
watching your competitors who are going to go.
So
up
if you
against
go to
in
Disney
first free
World-
agency and then the championship series, Tucker, has anybody jumped off the pace
Ride.
to you as somebody,
Okay, so if you go
that
to
you've
Disney
noticed or
World
that you're
and you
particularly
get off
interested
of
in?
a roller coaster and you throw up, and then you slip and fall on your own vomit and you break your neck, and they find out that you subscribe to Disney Plus, you cannot sue them. Seems fair.
This year you're seeing him
Seems
really
fair.
be a constant contender up front of these top split races ahead of all of his other teammates on Nexus.
Oh, that
So
got struck
I'd
down
say
in
he's
court?
Probably the #1 guy so far. That stood out to me.
Pravi's a Disney expert.
And Sebastian and Falkenham, of course, are two top split winners. They're running inside of the top 10. I mean, Michael Frisch, somebody else, Chris, that's a familiar name around that's having a good
I don't
run.
think
He's been pretty steady as well
I'm
tonight in the
not
top
interested in Disney World.
Yeah, I've done a lot of league racing.
Yeah, short
Frisch,
circuit.
Had a lot of good times racing him, so it's good to see him having a good run.
10. Well, so far, clean and green in this top split of the 36 drivers who started
I
this
feel like
race,
Pravi's the
34
smartest
of them
person in the
are
chat.
Still on the lead lap. Christopher Pfeffer is not. That truck came down pit road 2 laps ago. Also, Rocky Boyd III is out of this race. That car's gone to the garage. He's going to finish P36 out of 36. We are past 1/4 distance here in
Back
the top
to
split.
top
We'll chat a
split.
little bit
What do we
more
got?
In a bit with Tucker Minter and Christopher Hill, but we'll bring Alan and
Hey, there's that
Kenneth back
Rocky
into the
Boyd guy,
conversation. Guys,
36
let's jump
place.
back over to split number 3. They've had, I think, at least 2 cautions in that one. We saw the Kvapil
Where can I get a 4X
in a
shirt?
split screen replay.
On the site.
More excitement than what we've seen so far in the top split, but
I think
it's
it's
still
on the
Maverick
site.
Davis in that top spot.
Yeah, it seems like nothing much has changed in terms of the leader, but with
Big
those
and tall
restarts,
section.
it will affect the strategy, and that will
Yeah,
become a very
literally on the
interesting
main
conversation,
site
Evan, as
of
we
the
transfer later
merch
into
store,
both of
the
these races
4X.
from the first and third split. It's
Not
how
all the
you
shirts
wanna
are available in
save fuel
4X, but a
here
lot
at
of them are.
Rockingham, and we know Blake
Some of
McCandless
them are. I won't
is
say
the
a
driver
lot.
in the top split right now. He knows a thing or two about saving a ton of fuel. here at Rockingham Speedway, but plenty of these other
There's two different types of shirts that I sell. The comfort ones are the, you can get them really big.
Green flag run at kind of an awkwardly placed time. You will have to start thinking about whether saving will be in the equation and how many stops you'll have until the end. This is one of those tracks that is conducive to some of those longer green flag runs kicking in, so you always have to keep that into consideration as you watch a fantastic battle. There's Solace down the inside, Ryan Doucette having to give way, and you're watching already, like what Tucker mentioned, Evan, this inside line is slickening up. The outside in the middle is starting to become a lot more
the Wizard. California. California. They shut that kid up. California. It's all that kid says.
Yeah,
literally, they handed out the scripts and all his lines at California. California. It's like someone shut that kid up.
In that first opening stint that we're seeing, the single file racing, that's going away as some of these trucks lose their handling. We're seeing more.
Oh, here we go. We're starting to see the tires come into play. We got 2x2 racing action at the Rock.
As they try to do
that's what we've always wanted.
Anticipate that first potential pit stop, right? We know
this is third split
on fuel, but with 3 sets of tires, the handling go away at some point. Strategy.
Dude, I drove a couple laps here before the race, and I could see how this track would be really hard on tires, especially that front right, you know?
Garrison Hogan, the lead truck in that fight, or at least was for the time being, as the outside in the 17 machine has the advantage as they continue to run. They're only about 4 laps behind.
Good to see you, Mike Morgan.
The top split is. Top split working lap number 63, split number 3 working lap number 59. So if that pace continues, not only will we checking in with the third split all night long, but maybe if the top split wraps up first, we can get some bonus eNASCAR.
Why are they that far behind?
Overtime last week in
Can't
Las
be
Vegas,
speed.
and we have pit stops in the top split. Eddie Kerner is down pit road from the race lead.
Here we go, back to top split. We're starting to do green flag pit stops. Here we go, baby.
Moment in this race as P1
I haven't seen a caution yet in either split.
And that was a long time coming, Evan, in terms of
There's been 2 cautions?
Come down to the pit lane because those tires were screaming for grip.
I don't think they showed us.
The place. Drivers were catching him very quickly, and I'd imagine the same might just happen for drivers like Rockingham and even a bit like Sebastian Merritt.
Oh, yeah.
The tires are really going away at this sector of the race. And how about 3 wide, further back on the front
Here we go.
Sean Conklin in the middle, Garrett Lowe from the high side, and Seth Knoll kind of looking up and seeing what's going on right behind in the rearview mirror, and it's Sean Conklin and company that starts to make those moves around. But this is really where the pack is tightening up, Evan. All of these
I would imagine green flag stops are going to be tough here, man. It's such a short track to be able to get in quick and not cause any issues.
And we're seeing the wiggle coming off turn 2 as the handling.
Oh, there's going to be some wiggling.
Away, the different speed, the different strategies. Guys, going off to pit road means slowing down.
They should label what split this is.
And that closing
okay, we're removing your title of smartest viewer away.
It's going to cause some consternation if it was all of a sudden running up and someone darts in the pits. It's going to jumble the field.
We knew you weren't the smartest viewer.
Takers this time onto the pit lane is down and in on the exit at turn number 4 comes a handful of more drivers. They're going to be highlighted by Adam Garza, Graham Bolin, and John Forbes Jr.
It's a classic weekly joke.
The Coca-Cola race analysis said you could get to halfway.
Doesn't get old.
This point in the race seems to indicate that the 2-stop strategy may be the popular call.
Hey, remember when I finished Bathurst 12-hour and then I got disqualified and I pretended like it was a surprise that I got DQ'd, remember?
Over the course of this entire race. Now, the
you think anybody took me serious?
Down pit road, KB, is obviously that you could get stuck a lap down. Yeah, you get on the fresh tire sooner, you start making up time first, but
I remember
there's trouble in this cycle as Navarro was a little loose even getting onto the pit lane there. You're off the lead lap for a substantial amount of time. Lap times have slowed, but they're still in the 25s. You spent at least
lap 69 of 200.
That's exactly, Evan, what happened last season in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing
Hell
Championship Series. There was trouble as
lap 69.
Enter pit road, and all of a sudden, if you're entering pit lane and the lights turn red, you could be trapped.
That's right, Tropical.
And it can easily become such a nightmarish situation for you because not only are you a lap behind, but you also probably have damage if you're involved in an incident, or if you're that case of that car coming down pit road, you have to gain a track position at a track that we've seen so far has been a little more
there's
difficult
Eugene,
to pass at
number 11th, or in 11th place. We saw him in the practice.
There's Sean Conklin coming on to pit road. He's 12th, but obviously things will cycle out. And finally, Blake Reynolds will go at least 70. So, Evan, that strategy that you mentioned is right on par for Blake Reynolds coming in this time.
And Blake Reynolds choosing to long pit in this
Oh,
sequence.
really, Brandy?
We saw how fast
Dang,
he was
dude.
coming up on the leader during that
Yeah, it's
first stint,
tough.
but choosing to stay out for about 5-6 laps.
There's always
longer
next year.
Than the initial people down.
Rockingham is trash. Oh, you don't like it?
That makes as the ones already on
I can see it
tires are
being
making
tough.
A ton of lap time up, and you want no mistakes on pit road, especially under the green flag.
So Cody Bias cycles through to the race lead. He comes down to the pit lane this time. That's going to hand the #1 position off to Wyatt Tinsley.
Ray Alfala staying out long.
27th position.
Hoping for a
Before
caution,
the pit
you know?
cycle really began, that truck had improved in the running order to about 16th. So he had already made up a decent amount of spots. We'll see when Tinsley decides to come down to the pit lane. But
Well, you can
Bias
always
and
do it next
Rondeletto
week.
Pitted last time.
If you get your
In
safety
short
rating
order,
up.
Here comes Wyatt Tinsley down pit road as well. Michael Cozy Jr.
Yeah, in order
next
to get
man
into
up to
these
the lead.
races, you
It's
got to be
Busa
Class A
and Brady
2.0
to
safety
pit road.
rating.
And for a moment in time, guys, first and second are both of our Coca-Cola featured drivers, with
Hey!
Cozy leading Alfala.
And that's going to be big for them. They're going to
Hey!
try and long pit as much as they
What's
can.
your I
stay
rating,
out
Brandy?
For all these laps, hoping that a caution could come out. Looks like for Ray Alfala,
You get a high enough I rating, you might be showcased in one of the broadcasts.
So they were going to hope for
They show
maybe a
different
caution to fall in
splits.
their favor. It doesn't here, and they enter pit road. You got to be very careful on that apron transition.
I think they
here
even
at
showed
Rockingham.
like
It's a little
5th
bit
or
harder to
6th
enter
split
pit road because
ending
turns
last
3
week.
and 4, since it's a higher radius than 1 and 2, you're going much faster. You're carrying in much more throttle.
Oh, yeah.
So you really
Well.
have to be patient.
Whoa, we got a
getting onto
wiggler.
Pit road, being at the very bottom, and while everybody's running the
You'll
bottom
get
on
there,
fresh
you'll get
tires,
there.
you also have to tread
Great
the waters
experience, though, to
lightly
get
up there.
in and
Gene
do your
Mazanov is
best
gonna be the
and
next car
see what comes
to
of it.
possibly come down. He'll hop on the brakes, and that means Eddie Kerner will be back in the lead, Evan.
See, with a
Probably
track like
lessons
this,
learned, though,
I
from
don't
that
see
first
going
run.
into
He
the
wasted
pits all by
tires up in
yourself
clean
is
air
such a bad
so
thing.
early on. Now
Because
he's
you
gotta
come,
be a little
it's
more
not a
patient
drafting
with
track.
Andrew Navarro trying to catch up.
So I would kind of wait
But look at
until
the-
you don't want to go into the
the
pits on a track like this with like 7 other cars, you know? You kind of want to go by yourself.
I mean, an 8-second lead. That pit stop early, he was able to make hay on those new
Get some
tires. It
fresh
looks like
air,
he's
you
been
know?
able to extend what he had, the lead that he had in the first
Yeah,
stint,
savage.
and now to a much larger one. We'll see what Andrew Navarro can do on slightly newer tires, but we're just talking a matter of laps. But Eddie Kerner, a good pit sequence so far.
Hey, everyone's keeping it safe so
Kerner
far
led 64
for these green flag
laps in
pit
a row at the
stops.
start of this race before coming down to the pit lane.
You guys are pros,
And he
man.
was
Ooh,
the
they're
first
touching
to
the
pit,
wall.
So to that point, got on the freshest tires soonest, but will have the oldest tires when this run comes to an end.
Hey, man, you got to be real careful because I was doing some practice laps and I touched the wall, not very, medium hard into the wall. I got wheel damage immediately. I think you got to be real careful here.
Second and third behind him. So we'll see if that turns into a battle. One thing that Kerner's dealing with right now, though, but
Can you believe Tyler Reddick won 2 races in a row?
Brady, both
That's
pitted
crazy.
After he did, this is not for position. These are
I wonder
trucks
what
a lot
I rating the
down,
5th
trying to
split
get
was.
by
Yeah, I
the
don't know.
leader in a moment.
Whoa!
As Kerner gets sideways.
I'm
and
reacting.
lowest contact Cozy.
Whoa!
Going into the quarter panel. And that 31 machine still trying to get the truck under him. Third driver going to come
Medium
on through.
rare
That's
impact.
Cody Johnson, so a big scare for the race leader.
And you know, we talk about Rockingham with a brand new surface. You've got more grip, but the bumps and the crests
Yeah, I'll take a
off
look.
of the corners are still very much present. And Kerner got loose with the traffic right behind him. He bobbled in that safer barrier area where it really just cuts down to just a normal concrete wall. So you open up space, but it really closes you down at the exit of 4. And so Kerner really
For
had to
Las
deal with that. There's the
Vegas,
gap between first and second, and like you mentioned, Alan,
there
it
were
is a
23
5-lap difference
splits.
in
This is
favor
last
of
week.
Andrew Navarro, but he's been the best long-run truck. Apart from a
Top
couple
split
other
SOF
drivers over
was
the course of this race,
8,039.
as we approach halfway. So you really got to keep in mind what he's doing. And Kerner is saving for sure. He had
5th
that big
split
moment, but
was
he's nearly
5,485
4 tenths slower than what
SOF.
Andrew Navarro's putting on right now on the racetrack. So the difference is showing right now.
10th
And in
split
the long run,
was
it's gonna get even more exacerbated.
3,398.
And that's something you have to factor in if you're a driver like Kerner in that 31
And bottom
truck.
split
He
was
lost a ton of that lead
953
battling with that lap
SOF.
traffic. And the lap
And a young
traffic
man by
has
the
every
name
right
of
to try to
Brandon
do whatever
Jason
they
won
can,
that race.
especially on newer tires, to get their lap back. But the fact that Kerner lost so much time of that lead that he had factored in with his pit strategy we'll see how big of an effect that has. But that was huge for Andrew Navarro.
Hey, Matt, it's Captain Tony. I reset my name last month.
You can also watch the
hope all is well. Let's enjoy some fun racing.
Click down towards Navarro's favor as we jump back into the battle for 7th spot. Michael Prefrisch has still got it. It's exactly
we have another username with the word pickle in it, and I am all for it. We got Pickle Presser. We got Pickle Tits. We got Pickle Presser.
For trucks in this battle. Of course, there's a reminder.
What are the other ones?
Series campaign continues. We want you to be updated on the series points all throughout
more
the campaign.
pickles, the better.
More information on the
welcome, man. Thank you, buddy. Doing well.
Go to
extra pickles. Extra pickles. Pickle tits. We got Pickle Presser.
And make sure you are
Pickle
in the
Penis.
after tonight. One race left in the trucks, and it's off to the
Pickle
O'Reilly
Peppa.
Auto Parts Series cars for 4 rounds.
Hell yeah, dude. Welcome.
Will that sway who's good and who's not? Will that favor some drivers who could use a boost in the points? A lot still to be determined over the course of the next several months.
And Olsen just gifted Pickle Presser TV a gifted sub.
I said Blake McCandless as a fan of the Rockingham Speedway. Well, he is one of the biggest
Hell yeah,
movers
dude.
in the field.
Thank you, buddy.
17 spots. He is P6 on the racetrack.
People love
right now.
pickles, you know?
And that's all because of the place where he pitted.
Oh,
He
these
pitted
are the
about
splits
19
for this
laps
week.
ago, and
18
he's been able to
splits,
really
top split
maximize his
8,000,
opportunity right
27.
now. We've seen in prior situations
Fifth
like this, when
split,
you have to qualify in the Cup
5,232.
Series,
So yeah, pretty
uses
similar.
Rockingham
I mean, it's all the
as his
same
test bed
guys
for
usually.
how long he can go on a tank of
18
fuel. He always
splits,
lifts around
Damn.
that Rockingham logo on the back straightaway. It's way before the proper entry
Pickle
of turn
pocket.
3. Does the same
Pocket
at around
pickle.
turn 1. Lets off the
Oh, you
gas.
guys-
Not
you guys
saving
don't
right
keep a
now,
pickle
of
in
course,
your
given that he's
pocket?
in a good track position's sake, but given what he's done the past several years, I wouldn't be surprised if we end
Famous
up in a similar
Dave
situation.
Spicy
Blake is gonna be
Pickles
that
from
first driver
Costco.
to jump for
Well,
that strategy.
you don't have to get them from Costco, but they're pretty
And
good.
Blake's been in the top split each of the first 3 races here. Still needs to get a lot.
You know what I
done
need to
climb his
do
way back into the Coca-Cola iRacing
is get some, like,
Championship Series, but it
super-
takes tracks like this, chances, pit strategy.
Let's see. I need to get something super
maybe some Hail
spicy.
Marys. It may take chances like that. This is
But
the
that's
track
like
he
good
wants to get it
spicy.
done
I
at.
do
This is
have
the type of
pickled jalapenos, but they're not that spicy.
In terms of trying to climb that ladder.
I need to go and get an actual jalapeno from the store.
For P20
I need
right
some
now.
of that.
Somebody
That'll
who has
clear
gone
you
the
out.
Wrong direction is Octavio Rondoletto. Kind of pitted in the middle of the cycle, but after starting this race at 8th, finds himself down in the number 20 spot right now.
Kosher Dill
Not
Spears?
what that driver needs. At this
Yeah,
point
that's
in the
up
race.
there.
Long way
That's
to go.
really
It's
up
been
there.
The longest race of the season by far. So the racetrack already forces you to drive.
If I'm just going to eat a pickle, that would be it.
Maybe some other places.
But I do
again,
like the
race
famous
distance
Dave's
also forcing
spicy
these drivers to
pickled
pace
chips
themselves at a
that you
different
put on
rate
a
than they
sandwich.
would
But I
otherwise
can't eat
do
those
so.
plain.
Seeing Garrett Lowe
You're not eating
on
those
the
plain,
outside or
you
the
know?
inside of the racetrack, making a move that time with a
But they're
pass
great
on
with,
Kwame
you know,
Scott.
pulled
That is
pork
an exchange
sandwiches
for
or
number
regular
17
deli
spot on the
meat
racetrack. And as Garrett Lowe
sandwich
continues
or
to try to move through the field,
I mean, you can put them
next
on a
man
lot
up,
of
that's
different
the blue and
things.
white 54 in front of him.
But yeah,
Sean
just a
Conklin.
regular spear.
And
I'm not.
Kwame Scott as well qualified 33rd in this
I'm not a
race,
huge
and he's been able
pickle
to climb
eater,
through the
but,
mid-pack
man.
inside this top 20. And while yes, at the moment tires are starting
Yeah,
to fall
I'd
off,
say
so
a good-
Wilkerson,
a good-
Tinsley, and even a bit of Rondoletto
Good kosher
try to
dill
make some moves
spear
on the
with a
outside.
sandwich is
Of course,
good.
this is all that strategy.
Do I
Whether you
smoke
either
any meat?
undercut or
No.
overcut to gain some of that crucial track position, and that could really shape up the rest of that race. If you can make incremental gains when you start so back in the field, you really make up a
Jalapeno
lot
garlic
of those points very
olives.
early.
Ooh. Oh, it's been a while since I've gotten
Checking out Graham
olives.
Bowl in the view here, the biggest mover in the field, plus
Yeah, you can get
21
jalapeno stuffed
positions.
olives. You can
Again,
get
just
garlic
off
stuffed
that
olives.
White line coming toward the start-finish line.
Lot of
Graham Bowl
different
with a
olives.
Great long resume here in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Championship Series, but one of those.
Oh, I don't know
drivers
about
that
curry.
climbed his way back.
I don't know if I've ever had curry.
Qualifying series. Not
Yeah, garlic would be good.
13 up P13 right now, up 21 positions. Still some work to do to get back
Onion
into that
grueling.
position to put himself. You know, as we look toward the.
My wife loves my German pickle. Hey,
cars, the
3
Cup
wide,
cars,
wiggling.
Good run going so far for Graham Bolin here. At
Eddie
Rockingham.
Kerner, your
And a bit of a
leader
moment
right
there
now in
is
top
on the
split.
bottom of
We're
the
coming to
racetrack.
halfway to
It
go.
was Matthew Boniface
Pit stops
on the
have been
attack,
made.
a
They're
move
keeping
on
it clean.
the first driver, John
It's
Force
oh,
Jr.,
here we go, 3 wide. Let's
crossing
go.
over the inside. He had just lost a spot to that 26 truck, and instead of laying over, tries to take it back. Overdrives the exit, gets a bit of the fence there, and away we go once more.
Vindaloo Curry? Listen,
battle's got a front row seat now to the side.
I want to clear out my sinuses, not my anus.
And Matthew Boniface fight for position. It's a battle for 23rd
everything.
spot.
Listen, everything below the neck is doing fine, you know.
The outside to his advantage. No big crossover move this time. We'll see if he can pull alongside. No, a huge mistake. Smacks the fence off of 4. And not only is it going to cost him 2, maybe 3 spots as Busa enters the scene, but
that was just during the subathon pickle presser. Yeah, just during the subathon when we did that.
One at that. There's probably a dent there on the right front of his race truck. But again, we mentioned here at Rockingham, it's such a fast exit of turn 4. The walls come up really fast, and that's the worst place on the racetrack to have any sense of understeer.
Oh, the Pocky haunted ghost pepper do the trick.
Can bring you. Now he's going to be middle 3 wide in turn 1. Michael.
I don't think I've ever had proper Indian food.
With Matt Busa taking an effort.
Trader Quiet, good to see you.
This is the back end of top split, but like we talked about, those top rated drivers in split 2 or split 3, they can probably beat these guys.
I've been taking Mucinex.
They are, so all of it is down to desperation.
Dude, I took an extra strength Mucinex.
If you had a poor qualifying effort, and that's what you were
Sunday
watching, out of
morning,
pace and all those drivers
Sunday
being aggressive because they know the points are at
late
stake
morning,
right here and right now.
like 11,
as Forbes
10 o'clock, 11 a.m.
He's down to 28.
And I was drinking a lot of water. I was taking Advil. I barely ate anything. And then at about 7:30 p.m., I took 2 Benadryl.
So Pace ends up losing 2 or 3 spots in the end.
And something must have not matched up or something with all the drugs. Dude, I kid you not.
This is for 25th position in the race.
I was up like every 45 minutes, just pissing.
Down there
like
in split number 3, action throughout.
my piss was as clear as the faucet water, and just
a clean green flag pit cycle.
It was not good.
Everybody agreed that the 2-stop strategy was the decision.
Took some electrolytes, dude.
Now we're kind of at that point.
And then it was like 2 a.m.
Halfway through a fuel
it was 2 a.m.
Number 1, where drivers have spaced out a little bit. This was the same spot
Monday morning, 2 a.m. Monday morning,
who conserved better,
and I couldn't sleep.
And give it 10-15 laps. I think we'll start to see.
So I made some electrolytes and I drank a cup of coffee.
But the next time
went back to sleep, slept like a baby.
It's
not decaf either. It was regular coffee. Slept like a little baby.
200 lap affair.
Oh man!
And even
I had the Jimmy legs before that.
We're seeing it appears. Oh, he's a little. Just gets was that Graham Boland gets out of the groove a little bit, but for most of these trucks, for most of these drivers, I
thought she ordered Pedialyte. Sugar-free Pedialyte's good, but I got all that extra. I got all the powdered stuff for electrolytes and stuff.
Rather than being awful aggressive.
It's not liquid IV. I'm off liquid IV. I'm on this glacier stuff.
It's a great battle here in split 3.
It's way better.
And you've got a lapped car.
What iRating do you think top split is? 8,000 SOF. We're watching. Well, this is third split. But top split's 8,000 SOF.
Big slide job on the entry of the corner. Does he lock it up? Yes, he does. Helton is not able to cross back down to the inside of the racetrack. So Solis, Helton.
Oh, see, if I have a sloppy Joe, I'm putting the pickles right on the sandwich.
Are in a decent battle for position. The third truck in line there is the lap machine. So 21 not a part of this. And then
I like taking Benadryl sometimes because it makes me drowsy, and it sometimes can clear up your sinuses a little bit.
This second split. The same,
but I don't like the way it makes me feel.
They are now also just crossing the halfway.
I don't know why I always take it.
Split number 1, jumping into the battle for 9th spot. It looks like Cody Bias is trying to get away from the battle between Quinton Warman and Daniel Falkenham, and Adam Garza also able to sneak on by. He's trying to.
Who are we pulling for?
And one thing
whoever you want. We're watching top split. We got Garrett Maines in third.
And they have team support from some of the teams in the eNASCAR
Wyatt Tinsley in
Coca-Cola
15th, Matt Busa 25th, Ray Alfala 27th, Blake Reynolds in 5th, Blake McCandles in 6th.
Re-qualifying to the championship series.
Who do we want? Daniel Falkingham in 11th.
Falkingham, both of them have the Money Lap logo on the back end of their trucks, and that's because eRacer, a team in the championship series, put on a challenge saying, hey, if you want to try and compete with us and compete for us in the championship series, run our logos on the trucks. There was a whole challenge about it, so a bunch of drivers signed up for a form, and you see many of those alongside Kansas City Pioneers and other teams that are just getting into the festivities, and one of them is this driver right here, Kenny Brady, making a big-time announcement several hours ago that he and Vegas Inferno teaming up to try and qualify for the championship series this year.
It's been one of the fun things to see with this new qualifying series format, and in the current modern era of teams in the championship series is some of them involved only at that top level, but the Vegas and
so they can get away with
organizations that are not
one
only
more
just
pit
supporting
stop.
drivers at that top level.
One more pit stop, and they'll be good to the end of the
here in
race.
Qualifying series, trying to build those relationships.
That's
as
my
a
quick
driver
math on
in
it.
This
We're
era
halfway through.
Of eNASCAR, Alan Huge. It was no more than just 2-3 years ago. You finish top 20 in the next series down, you're good to go. And you see another example with Hayek Motorsports there in Quinta de Borman. But with free agency, which was a game changer when that was introduced, these relationships matter.
Absolutely, because there will ultimately be a run, a 2-day free agency period, should you be able to qualify to get back into the championship series. So the relationships matter, marketability matters, of course the talent matters. And as much as we're looking at Quentin Warman now trying to climb his way back into the championship series, I am keeping my eye on the left side of the screen because Eddie Kerner's lead is just dwindling down. Remember, after the pit cycle, it got up to 8 seconds, then he had a little trouble. Graham Boland, another one of those drivers trying to climb his way back in to the championship series. Familiar colors, familiar number and scheme there for him, but the racing toward the front of this field in the top split, that number is getting closer and closer as we'll have a battle for the lead soon.
Yeah, we knew this was going to happen when Eddie Kerner was literally the first truck to pit. Remember, he was about 3 seconds into the race lead when he decided to come down to the pit lane. After the pit cycle, that had ballooned to 7 seconds. But it meant that he was going to be one of the slowest trucks in the top 10 with just that difference of tires of 4 or so laps. And in the end, Garrett Maines in the number 1 truck, a move on the inside of the racetrack, is going to get his first lap lead of the afternoon.
There's something to do with Pickles.
Pitted at 5
That's why
laps later
pregnant women,
we saw out of Eddie Kerner.
it's a common thing where pregnant women will crave pickles and pickle juice. It has something in it. It's like some sort of nutrient or something that pregnant women need.
Tires out of anyone in the podium right now, Evan. He's 1 lap better on tires than Garrett Maines, although he did get sort of passed by Maines very quickly in short order a couple of laps ago. But all of this, of course, to just get around Eddie Kerner, make this an easy pass, but you really have to work hard at Rockingham. And if
yeah, when Samantha was sick, she wanted.
I use that as a
I was going to try it.
Potentially watch this battle unfold behind me and say,
so I would
can't get around Kerner in a short matter of time like
boil water.
I can extend my gap and
get
have
water
a lot of fun
boiling hot.
But Maines doesn't seem to be
put it in a mug.
Pressure on Eugene Bozganov, who's that lap truck up in front.
Squeeze an entire lemon into it. So lemon juice from an entire lemon.
Of the run to save their tires either
and some honey. Put in honey.
Race.
Mix it up.
Right
she wanted
where
that.
You're seeing this payoff or the discrepancy come into play, which is a lot of fun.
And yeah, without cautions, you are kind of making your bed, and you're making your bed early, depending on when you chose to get that first set of tires and how long you run.
Yeah, I think Phobal.
Because with 87 laps to go, you have to get
nowadays, all pregnant women are on the proper vitamins and everything. I mean, it used to be a thing back in the day where women would literally go outside and dig up the clay in their backyard and eat the clay. They weren't on any prenatals or anything, you know.
And as expected, now As we are 45 to 50 laps for most drivers into this stint, you're starting to see who's got more.
Yeah, they're so on top of it nowadays.
Compared to earlier in this battle for 11th, we had to jump up to the battle for the lead. For
women will have certain cravings, you know.
Throughout this stint,
it's usually just normal stuff like,
all of this, Adam Garza,
can you put some ice cream on my pizza?
Outside of the racetrack, losing a ton of spots just behind these two. Garza losing 3 or 4. You see him up against the fence there on the right-hand side of your screen as he races out of the
pickles
picture.
and oatmeal at the same time. What if you had? Think about this. Wait a minute. I just thought of something. So you get a packet of oatmeal, put it in a bowl, and it's all dry, and then use pickle juice instead of water or milk. Stir it up, put that in the microwave for a little while. Ooh.
Spot gained for Sean Conklin. He got Brian.
Where's the Moon Car? Moon Car family. Where's Moon Car? Where's he at? Where's Honeycutt?
Watching the progression of
Where's
this race
Honeycutt?
from tire saving to discipline to using different lines here, Evan, because half of the top 20 right now,
pregnancy diabetes is very common. Really?
A lot of them have to start from 20th or worse on the starting grid, so they really have to
that would be
dig
so
deep
disgusting.
over the course of this run. Finalize that first
making
pit
oatmeal
stop
with
and not
pickle
make a
juice,
single
dude.
mistake,
Pickle juice made a
and then
huge.
put themselves in the right place
Has
to
been
where
making
once they
waves,
come
dude. You
around
can
and
buy.
that boomerang comes
You can
back
buy
in, you have a good
chips,
position on your
like
hands,
dill
and you can
pickle
start to fight a
chips.
lot more.
The
There's
whole
third
dill
split,
pickle
and
thing.
contact
Whoa, we got a
on the
wreck!
straightaway, a hard hit.
Hard
to the
hit into
inside
the wall.
and
The number
Mitchell
6-7
Thompson's
car.
coming out there. Seems to be the trending case as this one stays green.
It was Patrick Moose involved in that incident, so caution flag flies. In split number 3, they'll continue to fall further and further behind the pace here of split number 1 as we close in.
Truck number 6-7 just wrecked.
A final trip to pit road for us. Everybody in split number 3 coming
We love
down the pit
Moon
lane,
Car. We love
outside of
NASCAR.
85
We
laps
love
to go.
oval
It'll be
racing. We love
interesting,
Honeycutt.
to see because again,
We
these
love
drivers
Dale
have taken the
Tanhart.
preferred two-stop method of about 65 to 70 laps out of fuel. It would be longer than that, but should be a doable number. So that could set up an interesting alternate
Flaming hot Cheetos dill pickle flavor.
Absolutely. The caution that we just saw in split 3, so interesting because everyone's going to come down.
Yeah,
to
the
those
Miss
tires.
Vickies.
How long will they go, though?
Dang, dude,
Anything,
she's a
as you said,
crazy
before
chef.
65 to go here in the top split. Will make
You take a
for
shot of pickle
interesting
juice every morning?
decision-making because we haven't seen the stints go that far.
You ever
early on in this race. How
instead
far
of
can
a
you go? How
creamer,
far
do you
wanna
put pickle
push it
juice in
on
your
tires?
coffee?
We know how far you can go on fuel. That shouldn't be an issue. But how far do you want to go on tires? If there is a
we talk
caution
about
it would
pickles
be
all
a
the time
real
on the stream.
decision-making.
It's fine.
We
You're
gotta
good.
come
You're
from tires.
good.
It's just a matter of will that be the last stop or not? We'll see if they're thrown into that position here in a few laps.
Indian pickles.
And it's a waiting game now, Kenneth, on when those decisions come.
Are Jay's potato chips still a thing?
To come down to the pit lane. That's clearly
I don't know. That's a good
him,
question. I have not seen a bag of Jay's potato chips in a long time.
I'll pit later in the cycle because that would mean he'd have by
I always
far
got
the longest
confused
run
as a
of
kid.
anybody. So all those
So I'm like,
drivers
there's
now looking at the number,
Lay's
77
potato
laps to go
chips,
this time
but
by.
there's
What is the magic
Jay's
number
potato
to come
chips. I'm
down
like,
pit road?
it almost reminds me of Halvoline and Valvoline. I'm like, how do these two companies exist?
Just pitted under the caution flag. They are about to go back green.
Yeah, this is lap 85 for them, so they're still, or with 85 to go, so it's still a ways to go. Obviously, this first split has been there. Look at all the blocking into turn 1. Of course, that bottom line on fresh tires is so powerful that you really have to fend off for the wall. And if you've got too wide behind you, a restart could really make the difference between being passed by a few trucks in the first 2 corners or holding your own like you saw there. But that third
all right, third split, going back green.
Fending off defensively and making sure he can keep at least third on the racetrack. But it's been great to watch in this first split, just where all these drivers are going, and you play that balance of track position, where you'll get it at the end of the run versus
I seen some chickpea puffs that were dill pickle flavor. I'm like, what the hell am I eating?
These drivers, though, worrying about a very different situation, just trying to get up as much as they can on the wheel, lean into it, and try to gain that track
Here's some
position as a
chemicals
result.
we cooked up in a lab. Yeah, you want to try these, kid? Is this even food? You might as well be eating packing peanuts, which I have eaten packing peanuts before. You can eat them.
Championship Series
Okay?
just a year ago, Tucker Minter
Yeah,
and Christopher
chickpeas.
Hill, they both finished top
You have a
20 in
chickpea
points,
puff?
so they avoid
A
the
puff of
drama
chickpea?
of this qualifying series. Guys, what have you made thus far? Tucker, I'll start with
Halvoline
you.
and Valvoline.
Here in the top split, with Eddie Kerner deciding to pit first, getting out to a big lead, but has since slipped down to the number 4 spot.
Yeah, what I'm seeing here is just that overcut is really powerful.
It's
if you're
Minter.
able to come out in clean air.
Come
And
on,
be
let's
really
do the lean
efficient
for
with your
him.
passing.
Oh, wait, it's this way.
You can have that
Come on,
time
lean.
advantage all you want, but if you can't make passes,
We are
you're just
leaning
gonna
in
be stuck
solidarity.
after giving up your track position. So I'm keeping my eye.
We love
on,
Minter.
Garrett
I was
did a
really
great
rooting
job
for him
that
last
run.
season.
Navarro did a great run. Back in the field, I got my eye on the Coca-Cola.
You haven't
truck
heard the
because
name
he's
Halvoline
making
in a
some
million
forward
years?
progress too. So,
I see it
it's
all the
all
time
about
in
when you come on
NASCAR.
the pit road for this final stop, and hopefully you don't get caught
Garrett
by
Main's in
caution.
first.
And in layman's terms, Chris, to the casual viewer, they may hear us talk about the fact that, Eddie pitted
tactical
first and
pickle.
it's 3 laps earlier or 4 laps earlier. And some people may, struggle to kind of comprehend how that few of a lap difference when you're running 60, 70 laps, that 3 or 4 laps could make such of a difference. But is that true everywhere? Is that maybe just a little bit more exaggerated here at Rockingham?
Definitely an everywhere thing, but here at Rockingham, I mean, we have over half a second of fall off in less than 10 laps. So, I mean, especially when you pit too early and you pit yourself out into traffic, all your time to make good on those tires is taken away.
Who is
'cause you're
this?
fighting traffic the whole time,
You
and then
know
you're just
who he
down on
is.
tire advantage to
Christopher
everybody
Hill?
else who pits
Never
in the
heard of
clean
him?
air. So, I mean, there's so much fall off early in these runs that...
I'll be right back.
Yes, taking 3, 4...
Pravi,
even sometimes 5
we were
laps
really
off the
rooting
tires
for
is a
you there.
Huge difference on the racetrack.
Want you to battle with Adam Garza and Octavio Rondoletto for 15th and 16th position. In front of them, Garrett Lowe, Daniel Falkingham battle for 13th and 14th. But we jump back up to the front of the field. Andrew Navarro had been pressuring on the back bumper of Garrett Maines about 5 laps ago. He was chipping away. Tucker got all the way to the bumper. And now that gap has grown back to 4 truck lengths. Was that Garrett maybe kind of tempering that gap and giving it a little bit extra? I mean, is it critical with a pit cycle pending that you are the lead truck, or does that not make a ton of difference when the field is relatively spread out?
Well, track position's always important, but really it's all about time. And so if you're the leader and you have enough of an advantage that you can pit and somebody can't pass you on the racetrack, which it's going to be really difficult for Garrett. Like Chris said, there's a huge difference whether you're on fresh tires or old tires. So if you stay out here 1 lap, Navarro's going to jump about 1.5 seconds ahead of him, but then Garrett's going to have that tire advantage. So I think Garrett was just trying to take care of his tires through the mid portion of the run, and Navarro then got a little bit stuck in his dirty air, and it's hard to make passes if that guy knows what he's doing and is keeping taking that clean air off your truck and putting you in dirty air.
Matt Busa is on pit road. Cody Johnson from back in the field pitted just a lap ago. Chris, are we expecting, if you're Garrett Maines up front, I just saw Eddie Kerner come down pit road, so that answers that question. He is in. As one of
We
the
were
first trucks
really
for a
rooting
second time
for you,
consecutively.
Pravi.
If you're Garrett Maines and Andrew Navarro, do you react at all to him pitting, or do you stay on your own number?
I would definitely give myself enough laps to where I kind of know how much Eddie's going to make up. I don't want to chase him down pit road immediately, because if he is
Side by side race in action, top split.
Come out right behind him with only a 1-lap tire advantage. If I'm going to let Eddie short pit me, I want to make sure I come
Pitting?
out with enough tire
That
advantage.
guy looked like he was
passing him
speeding. What do you
back
think?
won't hurt me.
You can see more trucks on pit lane there. Rondoletto,
54
Noel,
might have been
Brady,
speeding
Bolin,
there.
all down pit road. But the battle between Maines and Navarro for the race lead is ongoing. They do not hit the pit lane entry this time by, but a lot of radio chatter as drivers discussing that they're going to be in this time. You see the
Oh, here we go. More green flag pit stops with 65 to go.
One of the earlier trucks
They were able to
still
get
left
the
on track
entire
to pit in
field
the
through
first
green
cycle
flag
is
pit
in
stops
this
last time with
from the
no
number 1
issues.
spot after he was able to lead
Here comes
25
Garrett.
laps in this race, and now Andrew Navarro
Okay,
cycles
interesting.
through to the lead. Of course, we
Yeah, like I said
cautioned
earlier, I
the
think it's
risk
best to
of
pit
early
alone.
Pitting, maybe getting you trapped a lap down.
Pit alone, or maybe
in
with just a couple
cycle.
guys.
Is that a real thing, Tucker, that you can actually make a decision based on, or is
This is
that
a
so
track
far
where
out of
you're
control
racing the
that you just
track.
have
You're
to
not
make
racing the
your
other
number,
drivers, you
whatever
know?
you feel like is your best long term, and just kind of hope that nothing goes wrong during the
Have I
cycle?
ever made an
It's a little
esports
bit
event?
of both. There is the math where you can figure out where you're going to blend
No.
into, but at the same time,
I mean, I did
it's like
win
what happened to
Twitch
Eddie on that
Rivals,
last
you
run when
know.
he and Cozy got together right after Cozy came down.
Twitch
pit road. You
Rivals
can't
winner
plan
over
for
here.
Those little incidents that are going to cost you what seems like only a little bit of time, half a second or a second, but I'm sure Eddie wished he had that half a second or a second back after he lost the lead right there.
And now you're watching Andrew Navarro,
It was
who
rigged?
continues to lead this race, get passed by several drivers who are on fresh tires. Frisch, Warman, Morton, Garza, Mercurio down to the pit lane. Now Reynolds, Bias, Tinsley, Lowe, they are all down.
Yeah, I'm not an esports driver.
Radio says I'm coming to pit road, so lap number 139 is his number. Has to fight
I'm not an esports driver.
Gets it down to pit road.
I'm in it for the love of the
when
game.
You're coming in under the green flag, Chris, at any track, but maybe Rockingham specifically. Obviously, you do have to start to get on the binders on the racing surface. We saw an incident in the top split race at Las Vegas a week ago.
Didn't you win a race at a live event years ago?
During a pit cycle? I mean, if somebody queues up on the radio.
Oh, well, I won the Mazda Championship at the Sim Gaming Expo last year. Hello from Canada, Red Fox. Thank you, buddy.
On the bottom at a turn number 4 in case you don't get noticed from a truck in front of you.
Yeah, somebody calls pitting in front of you, you got to give them room on the bottom. I would not follow behind them through 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Most importantly, though, I mean, this is the most important stop of the race, assuming it stays green. You cannot speed on pit road entry here. That'll completely kill your race. So.
Oh, yeah, 100%. You cannot get a penalty.
Traffic, as far as getting on pit road, I mean, just slide up the lane, give the guy the bottom of the pit.
My strategy here would be to stay out as long as possible. To stay out just to see if there's caution or not.
Right here for all these leaders.
And at this point, a majority of the field has already pitted.
The problem with doing esports stuff is that you pigeonhole yourself into one thing. The great thing about iRacing is that it has so much.
It's worth noting that
From dirt racing to rallycross to oval to road to open wheel. Like, I want to do it all, you know?
Once the cycle completes,
real jack of all trades, master of none, you know?
More than a dozen laps earlier than Eddie Kerner. That kind of stuck under the radar. So again, he gets the huge benefit of the fresh tires immediately, but he is going to progressively lose time and track position over the course of now this final run.
MX-5s, yeah, they're fun.
And just like that, Eddie Kerner cycles right back through to the race lead. Tucker, coming into this race,
blow my nose really quick.
Were maybe nervous on incidents and cautions, and I know it's still far too early, and I've jinxed it many a times, but 2 full green flag pit cycles, I don't know if that would have been on my bingo card. Am I looking at that wrong? Is this what you were expecting to see out of this race?
Well, I think it's what we should expect out of the guys that are racing at this level in the top split.
Do I run
series,
dirt oval? Sometimes, yeah.
Green all the time,
not so much so like the sprint cars, but like 358, 358s.
I was expecting some trouble coming to pit road.
Yeah, some 358. I like the mini stock on dirt oval. Street stocks are fun.
We saw last week, guys are a little bit more on their toes, but
some other stuff I run sometimes.
Larry Pace. That's a big gamble. You know, right now he's counting on that caution to come out, and everybody's going to come back down pit road since we have enough tire sets.
Whatever happened to Carl
everybody's running enough laps on their tires, basically.
Good
that you
question.
Have to come down pit road, but then you got people on the flip side that have to make up a lot of ground right now.
How many real NASCAR drivers come in there?
Everybody took 4
whoa,
tires.
we got
a turn number 2.
Holy crap!
Back straight away.
They made it through.
Moment there off of 2, but this race stays green, and that was almost
good saves from everyone there.
Would have wanted to see, because we had 3 tire sets available in this race.
I know Carson Hocevar races. He's in second split. He won second split last week.
In these final 55, drivers likely gonna want to get tires. Pace would stand to benefit.
Garrett Main's back on top,
and that was almost what he wanted to see off of turn number 2 with a really close call. Also, while we were watching Kerner, he did cycle through to the race lead, but it was short-lived. Garrett Maines,
Xfinity? Well, it's now known as O'Reilly's.
Now Garrett Maines has gone back to the race lead, so the race
it's a pretty gentleman's series for sure.
This battle now on the top of your screen for position. Here's a replay, though, of what happened off of turn number 2.
Bottom of your screen.
Just kind of a bit of a factor.
Man.
3 wide, almost gone awry there.
They saved it. That was good.
I think trying to yield to a truck who was trying to go low but wasn't quite there, and that's probably
Tony
the biggest moment
Jankowski.
that we've gotten away with, Chris. We see that as kind of the lead-in factor of issues during a pit cycle is, you know, during a normal run, if somebody is making up time on you, it's quite evident unless you have a mistake.
You made the right choice, Londonian.
How can you effectively manage the runs like that if you were
made the right choice,
the faster car, and everybody's kind of on a different strategy for a moment?
Yeah, right now, all these guys who pitted earlier and are losing time to the guys who long pitted here, you're just trying to minimize your time as the fresher cars catch you. I mean, you're basically hoping for a yellow, first off. But second off, assuming it goes green, the only way for you to maintain place is to lose as little time as possible while getting past. So the guys on tires are trying to pass you efficiently. The guys who are losing spots on older tires,
that would be cool, Brett.
Get past
Dude,
efficiently, as weird as that sounds.
What, the Coke 600 and the Indy 500 in one day? Or what's the World 600?
Some of these
what
guys
is that?
have such large tire advantages that you're not going to be able to hold them off for the next 50 laps.
Trucks we're looking
Wait
at
a
here
minute.
back in the mid-pack. You're at low now, up to
Oh,
number
yeah.
17
The
spot.
Indy
That's his
500 is
14
Memorial
spot
Day
behind.
weekend, and so is the Coke 600, and that's why people like, who was it, Kyle Larson that wanted to run them both?
Midfield
But
looks at the moment. Most of those trucks
every
started
time it
in
didn't work
about
out
that
or something.
spot and continue to run there. But we talked about the big movers, Larry Pasek and the outlier.
yeah,
plus
because that's on the
25
same
spots in
weekend.
number
Because
7
that's the same
position right
weekend
now.
as the
He's already lost 4 spots since the pit stop
Sim Racing
completed
Expo in
itself.
Charlotte.
So that's likely to
That's
continue
in
to
Charlotte.
drop
That's
down.
coming up in May.
McCandless, Tinsley, and Bolin, your biggest movers, with more than 15 positions gained with where they run at the moment. We talked about learning, the learning curve, and Freddie Kerner.
Yeah,
specifically,
Bam the
or maybe
man.
some of
That's
the
true.
other
I watched
drivers,
the
Tucker,
first
who
episode.
First run, you kind of figure out if the stint goes your way or not. For Eddie, obviously things did not go his way at the end of the second stint.
Yeah,
there.
that's right, Jay
What can you
Bradway. Something
realistically
happened
do,
here.
right? I mean, he pitted so early that it obviously bit him at the end of the second run, but you can't just then decide to be one of the last trucks to pit because you're still committed and struggling on stint 2. So when you kind of learn, at least compared to the trucks directly around you, that whatever they decided on has got you beat at this point in the race, how easy is it to pivot, to adjust, or once you make that first trip down pit road and kick off
The
whatever your
Rock.
second stint is, are you almost
Where
locked into
is
that?
Rockingham Speedway?
Well,
What
the
state
earlier
is
you
it
make
in?
that first trip down pit road, the more you're boxed in. So Eddie making that early pit stop, I don't think it was terribly early. I think he just tried to split the race up evenly, and it worked out. for
Beautiful
Aaron
weather
that
there.
He had that little bit of a tire advantage later. But,
North Carolina.
that whole first run.
Hell yeah.
Into that second run. But I think Eddie's done a really good job of pivoting. I mean, like I said earlier, you're looking at the big picture here, and if you don't think you have the speed to win
Indy
the
500
race,
where someone crashed on the
seems like
pace
he's a little
lap?
bit faster than Eddie right now. Navarro's also had
That's
a lot of
right.
speed today.
That is
You're putting
right.
yourself
That's
in
right.
position to win if you're Eddie
Yeah, I
by
remember
pitting
that.
before them and trying
Ew.
to catch that caution. But you're also going to make sure that you can get a solid top 5 finish out of today, and that's what it looks like Eddie's going to be able to do.
We'll jump back in and check in with split number 3. They are under the caution flag again. So
Another
unlike in top
caution.
split, which has not had a caution
For
in the
third
restart
split. What
thus
about
far,
second
third
split?
A completely different complexion. We saw these drivers all come down to the pit lane outside of 85 laps to go.
I wonder-
So with
I wonder
50
if
to
they're
go,
not
they
showing-
may be within
if-
their
I
fuel
don't know.
number. But Chris, I assume if
They
they've
should
all
show
got a
second
tire
split.
set available, is 30 laps on the tires enough? You see the last time they pitted, assuming we see these cars on pit road again.
Absolutely. If you've got a set lane in the pits, you're coming to get them. I mean, we're looking, if they've got 30 laps under their tires here, you're going to take split
Savage
tires
misfit.
no matter what. You're over a second of fall off.
Thanks for the follows, guys. Welcome. Hi, Matt in chat. Hello, Aiden. Good to see you, buddy.
This portion of the broadcast is brought to you by Coca-Cola, the official fan refreshment of eNASCAR. Logitech G, the official wheel and pedals of eNASCAR. Sim Racing Expo.
Yeah.
From the Green Hell to the Queen City, the world's largest sim racing expo is racing into Charlotte, Memorial Day weekend.
I'll be there, buddy. You guys going?
So under the caution flag in split number 3, let's jump back to top split action where Garrett Maines continues to lead 2.7 seconds over Eddie Kerner.
Wow,
in the
he's
number 2
kicking
spot.
butt.
Battles all throughout the field.
Garrett Maines
You're
is
watching
doing really
Sean
well.
Conklin right now make a move on the inside of Daniel Falkenham. They will exchange positions 12 and 13. I'll go back to you, Tucker, on this one as a driver who's already locked in to at least the free agency period of the championship series. I mean, this qualifying snake split part of the year used to happen concurrently to when the championship series was running. What can you
That's
do
right, Bam.
as a championship series driver to stay at the top of your game, now having to wait till the middle part of the calendar year before free agency
39 to
kicks
go.
off,
It's really going to depend on who saves their tires for the end, you know?
Into the competition. If you have teammates that are racing,
I bet there'll be a caution though with like 10 to go. I bet. That's my prediction. And everybody will get new tires and race it out.
Basically, is going to keep you sharp and set yourself up for a good run.
Dang, those guys were side by side, huh?
If something's going to go wrong, it may come from this battle here because Michael Frisch was right on the door of Sean Conklin in turn numbers 1 and 2. I thought for sure Conklin was going to be on the defensive. Instead, he shakes him off and now goes to
moving
the
and
inside
shaking.
on Rondoletto. Battle for 10th position on. That 54 trying to hold it down, and Rondoletto squeezing him on the inside. This is about 6 trucks separated by only a second and a half. It may be the most tightly condensed part of this field. And if I'm
they're racing for top 10 basically.
What's going on right here is you see the number 20 truck now on the inside of the racetrack that was gone off. That is not for position, but that is a truck with better tires trying to get through this battle against trucks who are fighting for position. So Chris, earlier you mentioned as a truck on older tires who pitted earlier, you're trying to minimize time lost. You know people are coming. So now let's talk about the opposite. As third split goes green on the bottom, if you're Mosgana,
bottom of your screen, third split going green.
2 laps down in 33rd, but when you're the car with the better tires and you're catching up to lead lap trucks who are fighting for position, you can obviously infer they're not really just going to pull over for you and get out of the way. So what does he have to do to be able to get through? And also
Garrett's cool. He's a streamer too.
Yeah, just like Tucker said earlier, you just want to be efficient with your passes. So kind of understanding like what the guy's currently doing. You want to kind of set yourself up to make a pass in 2 corners or less. I mean, you'd want to move up a lane, kind of get a run.
Eugene, 2 laps down. Yikes, Eugene. What happened, Eugene?
Just something to where you won't race side by side because all that does is bring more people into the battle.
He's able to get by for the moment. We'll see if there's any other close calls over the course of this one. As across the start finish line.
I know, Bam. I don't get it either.
Goes Frisch. He and Rondoletto continue.
I don't know if it's some conflict or something between. I mean, they mentioned Hocevar, but
keep the 58 truck glued to the bottom.
I can't imagine why they wouldn't want to show it. Maybe there's some conflict. I don't know. Slugger, have yourself a good night, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the resub.
So we're working lap number 168 of
we'll see how this week goes.
We've talked about the rubber put down, Tucker. We've talked about how this racetrack has changed. What on this racetrack is going to be driving differently at this point in the race than it did on lap 1?
Well, it's just the inside line has gotten so slick.
Dang, dude, look at all them trophies.
So put down on it that you're going to have a hard time getting that drive off of the bottom to complete a pass. So that's why you're seeing these guys struggle to get by Rondoletto. He's doing everything he can, knowing that he's on those super old tires to keep them at bay. But that just frustrates those guys out back that know that, you know, the time in the hourglass is starting to fade and they need to start making some passes right now.
Do you have any friends or family or folks that I know that are racing tonight? Oh, I know all these guys. We hang out all the time. No. I mean,
yeah, they were tired of waiting.
I know of them.
He was doing a good job of playing defense, and not so subtly. Daniel Falkenham ushers him up out of the way, and in the blink of an eye,
me and Matt Busa collaborated on a video for Go Setups.
Christopher, we appreciate you guys giving us your expertise. Wish you the best of luck as free agency continues to get closer and closer. I hope you guys enjoy watching the rest of the qualifying series, and hopefully we'll get you back on soon. It was a lot of fun. Appreciate it.
Garrett Lowe is a fellow streamer.
Who will be part of the championship series.
Garrett Maines, I mean, sorry.
Year. It's Tucker Minter, who drove in 2025 for William Byron Esports, and Christopher Buddy Hill, who drove as a rookie in 2025 for the Apex Racing team. We appreciate their insights, and we bring Alan and Kenneth now back into the conversation, guys. Less than 30 laps to go. The gap up front continues to trend.
That's right,
in
Vertigo.
The favor of Garrett Maines, KB, but everywhere else, they are clearly driving more aggressively than ever, and that may be a threat to this thing having having a goose egg on the
Here we go, Adam Garza. Let's go, buddy. See, I love this. Now we can see him. We see he's got a headband on.
On this run that you slapped on.
This is character development, and I'm all for it.
You're getting a bit more aggressive.
Bobo. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for the sixer.
Look
at this guy. Adam Garza.
And of course, just
running 18th place.
Closer to the top 10, and then right about here where Adam Garza lays, it's just a pure hornet's nest. Everybody around this group has been close all race long in the top 15. I wouldn't be surprised if
someone in the wall.
Hey,
just getting out of the way.
On the outside that'll let them through, but everything is all good. But this is just going to be a pure haymaker fest, if you will, between all these guys in the mid-pack.
That's what happened to my old chair, Vertigo. My old DX Racer chair, is it? From getting in and out all the time.
In this race.
Hey, this guy's got a lean going.
We saw it last week when he was winning. I mean, just how on point he is in his sim there, leaning, doing all that he can, trying to get another good finish. 6th place right now, wheeling that truck around the corner off that white line a little bit. But the further we go, the tougher it is to get down on that white line in terms of tire.
He won last week.
Think about who has what, who's saving, and at what point you got to hit the go button, right, and not worry about saving tires anymore, and use anything.
No, he's got a wheel
to go forward.
It's a desk-mounted situation.
You know, guys, I wish Tucker had stayed around for just a little bit longer to watch this, because he's also a lean master when it comes to racing in the sim. Whenever we get a camera on him, he's always leaning in the corner. So I'm very big curious about the
Jay Broadway,
leaning into the corners and how that helps you kind of lock in and find your apex, especially Marin right here, who's got a truck right on his tail, and Quentin Warman.
Just getting confirmation that Matthew Bappy has dropped out of this race. That's the truck that you saw slow up against the outside wall in 3 and 4. He hit hard off of turn number 2. And Caden Diedrich also got a piece of damage in that one. So a 2-truck accident, they both kept it straight. And that's why there's no caution. You can see that Sebastian
keeping it straight,
subscribing to the lead method. Quentin's a little bit more squared up in that truck as they continue to battle for what is the number 6 and 7 positions on the racetrack right now. 22 to go. It's quiet, almost too quiet up front, right? Mainz's gap continues to grow. He pitted earlier than Navarro and Bias and Reynolds did. 3 trucks behind him, but they are just not making up time. And much like how we saw in the championship series race
Michael Cozy
season here at Rockingham.
Yeah, he's cool.
The race was dominated
trying to fight his way back in.
Earlier on in this race,
Travis
qualified up front, but couldn't get the good start. Dylan Alt took control for a while. But it was Tucker Minter, who we just chatted with for a while.
Keep the camera on him after the last lap. See what happens.
It was all Kerner early, but Garrett Maines has taken over a firm grasp on control of this race in the second half.
And KB, one question I would have is, with 20 laps to go, if you're Garrett Maines, do you need a 4-second lead? Or can you save something and not push it as hard? Because a 4-second lead with tires that you need to consider.
Dang, dude, it's a good race, man. It's been green the whole way. I love this type of racing.
You know, I think you could save
green
a little
flag
bit,
pit stop strategies play out.
It seems like he's been saving for a good majority of this run ever since he had cleared
20 to go.
And had found his headway with some.
Can Garrett hold on?
It almost seems that Garrett Maines had been saving.
I mean, he's
the whole
4-second
time. So
lead.
He's been consistent
a 4-second lead.
And I think with the mentality of drivers like Navarro.
And it's been green the entire way, Haggard.
They're starting to push
this race, top split has not yet had a caution flag. It's been green the entire time.
But they know they have to push the truck to its limit in order to make up any time that they've lost to Garrett Maines. So honestly, I wouldn't panic if I'm Maines. I think you could let off the gas a little bit. But I think that'll naturally happen.
Well, that's what you wonder, is if who's saving tires, who's not, who's going to have something at the end. A little wiggle from that guy back there.
And here for 6th and 7th and 8th and 9th, the closest stuff in the top split. There's nothing.
All right, third split.
Top 5. Meanwhile, back in split number 3, it is still Jose Solis Jr. leading. Tyler Latterell, Ryan Doucette, Logan Helton, Jaden Hopp. A lot of those names have been up front for almost the entire.
Yeah, Garrett's really stepped up his game here for this season.
Behind the top split because they've had more caution flags.
I don't know, Eston. We're still wondering why not.
Under their most recent caution at about 50 to go, which likely would have been the last bit of tires left in their 3-tire set allotment for most of the drivers. So if they have another yellow late in the race, it would be very interesting to see if anybody had saved a set and could really catch the field off guard. But I think the majority of the trucks in this one, and of course spearheaded by Solis up front,
Yeah, Cope, I don't get it.
Set of tires and are committed to go to the end of that third split race where Solis looking to take home the checkered flag and score a big cache of points if he's able to do it. A driver who into tonight, not one of the drivers inside of the top 30.
I don't know what that would be.
36th
Misfit,
in the points. He raced in split 4 just a week ago.
But they mention it,
so
you
for
know.
Solis,
I don't know.
we talked about obviously different numbers of drivers every week, so people will jump splits. Not only doing good, but maybe a top finish in a split higher than he was last week would almost certainly leap him into the top 30.
Right.
It would. And, of course, it goes down to how you strike at the right moments and where you can really turn around this season if it hasn't been the best over the first
Yeah, dude,
two.
he's
And
cool.
that's what really makes it so special in this condensed format is that every single race is going to matter. And for Jose Solis, he's going to see this as a huge boost of momentum if he's able to hang on to the win and a boost of confidence. It
Back
always
to
feels
top
good
split,
to have the
back to
weight
top
off your
split.
shoulders. If you had a bad week last week and you turn it around in such a fashion to be able to dominate and or win your given split, whatever you're dealt with in a given week. So that will be huge and probably turn around the positive mentality for him into a much better place. And there's Garrett Maines, got 13 laps to go. I was just watching this pack of trucks right in front of Garrett Maines, and Alan, it has been sketchy to say the least. Jacob Wilkerson getting passed by Matt Busa, by Justin Smith, by Matthew Morton. They were just about 3 wide off of turn 2 at a given point. So I think if I'm Maines, this situation isn't quite over yet. You still have to tread the waters very lightly.
And that could use some tires up, right? You have to worry
So wait, is
about
Garrett truck number 1 or truck number 5?
Earlier in this race, and we can't fault any of these drivers back in, say, 20th, 22nd, racing for their position to stay on the lead lap. At this point, for them, it's points racing, right? The idea is to get as many points
Well,
as
they were
possible
saying
in
here's
this top
Garrett,
split
and it
where they
had
count
number
for
1.
more than anything.
15.
And get as much
Yes.
as you can
Okay,
while
thank
you
you.
can as you pursue that championship series spot. So much on the line for all these drivers. It's more than a 22nd place finish. It's points toward a bigger goal, and Garrett Maines is going to have to deal with that throughout this field.
And Garrett Maines, by the way, is in an interesting position also. Not only is the battle that we're looking at for position, but Garrett Maines has caught a whole host
His truck
of
shows
lap
1,
trucks,
yeah.
and his gap has started to drop. It's not time to get worried yet. He's still got 3.9 seconds.
he
to
was
be
in
good,
traffic.
But he has caught the back of the field. So Garrett Maines has a
Oh, wow,
ton
it's
of
really
trucks
dropping
that
now,
are
though.
not slow
3.5.
and are not
Yeah,
gonna
there
get
he
out of
is.
his
He's
way,
right
and he
here.
has to decide
Number
what's
1
worth it.
truck.
He queued up
We're
over the radio and said,
we're
"Let's be
riding
smart
along
here. There's
Garrett
not a lot
Maines,
to
your
gain or
leader,
lose."
with a gap of
And they're giving there to the
3.6
outside of
seconds.
Justin Smith, who scored in 23rd. So Smith goes a lap down, and from the perspective of your leader, 3 more trucks.
Dude, he's
got to
get through all this traffic, go super fast, manage tires. He's leading the race, all the added pressure. These guys trying to wreck in front of him. Are you kidding me?
Of your race leader.
You know, honestly, Alan,
Careful,
you asked me whether 4
boys.
seconds was a promising gap. I think I'd like it. I'd honestly like more seconds between myself and second place because of all these trucks
Gap's down to
that are
3.5
fighting right in
seconds,
front of the race
and he's
leader,
reading
and
chat.
Maine's
He's
gonna continue to
streaming.
put
He's got a
that area.
GoPro
Hey,
on
be
his
smart around me.
forehead.
Do not try
No,
and crash in
he
front
probably
of me.
doesn't for
I do
this.
not want to kill my own race. I don't want y'all to kill your own race, so please
amazing.
be smart. Let's be smart right now in this final sector of the event. But he's going to have to hope that that gap is enough to sustain, and he's being
He's
smart
like,
about it
hold
right
on
now.
here. We got a question coming in on the chat. Oh, thanks for the resub.
Quentin Warman and
Oh.
Conklin going at it down the back straightaway.
Can they keep it together this time by only 7 laps to go? The battle on the bottom. Sebastian Marin doing a battle with Sean Conklin and Quentin Warman. That's going to be for 6th position on back. Top of your screen, Garrett Maines in the blue number 1, trying to slice his way through lap traffic. Able
Slicing
to
and
get
dicing.
around Justin Smith a lap ago, but has not gotten to Busa, Morton, or Mazganov. Now trying to go down to the inside of Busa. His advantage down to 3 seconds. He lost a full second in the last 5 laps. That rate is still maintainable as he goes under the 22.
Oh.
Just got to be so careful around here, tiptoeing through this
Gap
traffic
down to
and making sure
3.2
that you can get
because of the
around
traffic?
inside. But again, like Tucker has been mentioning, that inside line is not as fast as it used to be. All that rubber, the energy's been down there
true.
through all of our green flag runs, so it is not quick. You got to skirt up a little bit to the middle lane, but in a case like this, you have to stay on the bottom, and seeing all these drivers run the middle probably feels a little
can
bit
I bring him
frustrating
up?
in a sense, Alan, because Garrett knows the inside is a bit faster on his end.
He's not talking.
Just trying to keep
You guys
that
lied to me.
distance between the second place truck and himself. But again, the trucks that he is trying to lap are still racing for their own position, for their own points. This isn't a foregone conclusion. It's not like these trucks don't have something on the line. So each one of these positions will be extra hard for Maines just to maintain and get past.
One
None
lap
of this
away.
will be easy for Maines as these laps wind down.
And I don't know if you can be due for one at the highest
Hell
level
yeah,
of
dude.
sim racing competition, but coming into tonight in the points, top 2 in the points were your top split winners. There's no shock there because we're factoring, obviously removing everybody's lowest
Yeah, if
results.
it just
So who
stays
was the
green.
top point
Gap
scorer
down to
without a
2.6
race win
though.
coming into this race, well, it was Garrett Maines. He came in
Dude, he's
83
killing it,
above
man.
what is really the only goal, and that's that top 30 cut line, but it was only 13 points off of the lead, the highest runner without a race win.
Wyatt Tinsley
And
in
now,
ninth.
seemingly on pace to get checkered flag number 1 of the season. White flag in the air, 1 lap to go.
Final
for Maines.
lap
He is
for
looking
Garrett
like he will
Maines.
stay
Let's
in
go,
between
buddy. Hell
Boozer
yeah.
and Smith. His advantage has steadied at about 2.5 seconds, and after starting this race in 6th, plays the green flag pit strategy to perfection.
Dude, he did a great job.
Dominant in the second half of the race, and Garrett Maines is a qualifying series winner in the top split at Rockingham.
Congratulations, sir. Hell yeah, he drove a hell of a race.
And watch this fight between the two price chopper trucks. Adam Garza, Graham Boland.
The 248
right each other's
trucks.
Tail and nose entering 3 and 4, the fastest part of the Rockingham Speedway. And a bit of bumper contact, bump and run, 3 wide. They'll come across the stripe. And
here
they'll
we
crash
go.
coming to the line.
Oh,
And
nice.
Adam Garza's going to beat Graham Boland. No, the other way. Graham Boland's going to have 17th over Adam Garza. And that is what it's all
Nice.
about. Points, points, points. And any
All right,
position
now we're
matters.
looking at
As
third
we go back
split.
to third split, and these drivers still got 9 laps to go on what's been a pretty good final run for these drivers.
That was some friendly fire, Alan. Some teammates getting together, but at least they decided to get within a Rex stretch of the start-finish line so that they all made it across the stripe, trying to get a little bit extra. And now back here in split number 30 inside
Let's
of 10 laps
see,
to go.
Jose Solis Jr.
18 spots gained on the night.
Whoa,
is the
18
biggest
spots gained.
mover in the entirety.
He's a mover
of
and a
split
shaker.
number 3, and he has got 8 more laps now to go just to hang on to this thing.
Oh my God.
Tyler Latterell is another one we saw last week. We were highlighting him during his split, being able to run up front in these races. Much closer race than we had. in
Okay,
top split
third
with only
split, 8 to go. Here we
1.7
go.
Growing a little bit. It's just a matter of how you close this one out and what tires you have and how aggressive you can be, especially again, like we saw in top split, dealing with lap traffic and the trucks around you.
And much like we saw in split number 1, Kenneth, the battles elsewhere on the racetrack heat up and maybe make the Solis camp a little bit nervous. The battle for 17 on back with Max Brady in 9th, trying to hold off Mitchell Hunt.
Now this split had quite a few cautions.
Scenario in this battle, Johan, into number 12 spot. 2 by 2 they go now inside of 6.
And this is where it gets really dangerous. Those two trucks on the inside, because it gets tight right about there. Right where Brady's playing that defense in the middle lane. And
that guy got loose.
Bottlenecks at the exit of turn 2. So if you're in that inside truck, you really don't want to scrub off the speed you have by the truck understeering naturally. You want to stay right up alongside and side draft the truck on the outside to make life just a little bit harder for them. And that's what the challenge has been all night long throughout these long green flag runs. Now Brady has a chance to breathe just a little bit, but of course these drivers going to give it all that they've got. It only takes one solid run, and near contact, here comes Seminario to the inside for position.
It's the battle for 9th and 10th position. That seems like it's going to go all the way down to the wire. Mitchell Hunt, the 34, side by side with Seminario. That one for 11th and 12th
See
position.
some action, baby.
56 on the bottom.
4 to go.
We've seen this across all splits. The inside just not able to get the hook up.
What a
off the corner
gaggle,
like they
dude. Race
needed,
for
and now
9th.
even in front of them.
Good
the
action.
17 of Brady and Pataska.
2 by 2.
Almost got together. Tighter than
Whoa,
the
3
wide to the inside. Here comes
Nice move,
Seminario.
56.
3
Stay low,
wide,
stay low.
3 laps to go in split 3.
Threes are
I would
wild.
not like this at all if I was Jose Solis Jr. I want to turn away and not look at this thing at all with 2 laps to go coming now. There's eNASCAR overtime on the board.
Now 17's into the wall. He's going to bunch him up.
Going to have a chance again
Yep,
in the
23
bottom
going
in turn
low
3.
there.
And again, All of this is about these minor mistakes.
Hey, this is a good racing right here.
Stay in the fight. Brady washes up high.
34's got no place to go.
Got a chance on the
You can push 17. 17's
three. Thinking better of it now.
17 could get shuffled here.
Oh man, this has been electric
it's
so
Max
far.
Brady.
But if I'm Jose Solis Jr., I see my gap to lateral continue to gain.
I think low line's best chance
of seeing this go wrong in the final 2.
Just got to get to the white, Allen. He's almost there. He's got it. White flag. It's official.
White flag. It's official. Go, go, go.
Positions on the line for this group on old tires. This feels like the old Rockingham. But
it's Jose.
The leader, Jose Solis Jr.
Okay. Go back to the battle. Go back to the battle. Congratulations, Jose. Good job, buddy. Back to the battle.
Toward that championship run. A little wiggle.
Okay, you got it, buddy.
And a celebration for sure.
Okay.
For Jose Solis
wait,
Jr.
what happened?
Let's go back to that battle. Just a few trucks back. Oh, little bump out of the way on this final lap.
What? I think
slide job in the final quarter for the 34 in front of them.
I think they missed it.
Side to the line. Completely different type of race in
they
split
missed
3
it.
than
They're all spread out when they went back to it.
Caution flags and different fuel strategy. But in the end, Solis gets the checkered flag. That will leap him into the top.
I mean, you can show the winner after the race, I think.
36 spot.
Oh, well.
Well, this
hey, good job there, Garrett.
Is brought to you by Coca-Cola.
Look at him go! Not a dent, not a scratch. Nothing on that truck. It looks like he just pulled it out of the factory. Look at that thing.
Series campaign.
The beaut.
And it comes at the Rockingham. 81 laps led of 200 on the night. Well, let's take a look at what is our Coca-Cola
the move of the race.
And it comes from Coca-Cola featured driver
look at this.
Ray Alfalla. That's the number 2 Chevrolet up top.
Oh, is this when they all didn't die?
In front of him, and he slides right on through and picks up a whole host of points just like that.
That's 19th at the end for Ray Alfalla, and it comes from the experience of 4-time moves like this. You sense the danger.
Woo.
Spidey sense Coca-Cola machine.
It's that veteran awareness.
From those trucks on the bottom and that outside wall, Ray Alfalla
veteran awareness.
Could have been a potentially game-changing caution midway, but Garrett Maines.
So you are looking at driver names that could quite possibly be racing for $500,000 coming up in just a matter of weeks.
For the points lead.
And a big night for the Toyota represented camp because Andrew
you never know who's going to be in the top 30 by the end of the qualifying series.
Driving Toyota-powered Tundras. Eddie Kerner started this race onto pole position. He
you
led
never
a race
know.
by 102 laps and will settle for a P5, still in search of his first win of the year. And then Sean Conklin, the highest finishing driver to not lead a lap in this race, is P6. Quinton Warren comes from 7th. It is Las Vegas winner Sebastian Barron in 8th, Wyatt Tinsley 9th, and a top 10 for Blake McCandless.
And behind them, 11th, Michael Cozy Jr., one of those Coca-Cola featured trucks in the field. Garrett Lowe back in 12th. Brian Mercurio, Daniel Falkingham, Michael P. Frisch, and even a bit of
Falkingham 14th. That's okay.
In the final segment of this race, some of them had been up at the front, especially Falkingham in the top 5. Some of them dropping low. Bolin and Garza, the great battle to the line.
Yeah, Jeffrey, I think they could do it like after the race. Like let the show us the battles, show us the racing,
13th and 14th,
and then at the end you can cut. You can just say it. You know, you don't have to show the winner crossing the line. You can just show it afterwards, or just mention it and keep the camera on the race.
And
you
then
know.
behind them, all the trucks that found trouble. Eugene Mozganoff ended up on the opposite side of the strategy, fell a lap down. Diderich, Kevin Champagne with a black flag under the pit road sequence that we had in this race. Matthew Batby 28 laps down, and then Christopher Pfeffer and Rocky Boy tough ends to their race rather early in the affair. And it ends things here at Rockingham Speedway. But we've got the race winner, Garrett Maines. Alan Cavana, take it away in victory lane.
Garrett Maines up in victory lane, getting it done. Garrett, there you had a big lead toward the end of this race. Older tires, strategy abound. What was that like, knowing you had the lead, but knowing you had to get through that lap traffic as well?
Well, that was kind of the thing. You know, we caught the lap traffic, and I think it was about 30 to go. Andrew had kind of cliffed. I'd kind of backed up to him a little bit, try to save the tires, because I knew like he had a 3-lap tire advantage, and I didn't want to be in a spot where I was at a major disadvantage if he caught me. And once he plateaued and we were kind of evening out, I was able to just get through a little bit of the traffic cleanly, and then put it in cruise control and just sit there and just make sure I'm not the caution and just try to get to the finish there without having anything go wrong. And I mean, we kept a pretty
why
solid
doesn't he
gap
cash
away at
that
the end.
check?
Just, play it safe and bring it home.
It's going to be null and void
We've seen you in
soon.
the championship series before. You're a veteran. You've had success there. Having to climb this ladder again, is it humbling? Because you are certainly putting all your efforts into it and doing just so well, and tonight will only help you get to that spot once again.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, coming into this year, everybody was like, are you going to do it? Are you going to do it? And I'd always just reply, I don't know. I want to do it for fun. This has been a blast. I have had a lot of fun with it. And honestly, I think EPI has given me one of the best opportunities I've ever had coming into this series. Jared has just been building rocket ships every week. I mean, I never, I don't want to say I've never had a car like this, but this is definitely one of the best groups I've ever worked with. Just all in all, the stuff that we found in our testing this week really helped me be able to go out there and find the line there probably 30 laps into the race that drove me back to the front. So just, it's a testament to how much effort they were putting in. This type of racing where it's
Whoa, the lights are going off.
Heavy until
You guys messing with my lights again?
Just really made the dynamic track come into play. And I love when you have to search around and really find your speed, find your lane.
What's that all
with
about?
all the aerodynamic stuff that you do in the truck, it just allowed you to kind of find your
This
own way
week,
around
this week we
Rockingham.
should get dev notes.
And that was how I was able to get out to the lead and kind
I
of
would assume so.
was just staying on top of that. I'm really happy with how that all worked out.
Garrett Mann's an old school track, an old school strategy.
Caution's out.
Winner tonight in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing qualifying series. Congratulations. We'll see you next week. All right, we'll bring up Cody Bias next. Cody, this track can be tough. The pit strategy, the tire wear, the lap traffic, the pursuit at the end. How do you describe your race tonight?
I think it went really well. I think this suits my style quite a bit. Everything you just mentioned, the high tire wear, long race, long green flag runs, everything that I'm
Thank you, Skeeter.
really comfortable at, and I feel like that's when I'm at my most competitive. It played into our hand really well. It also helps having a great truck tonight. It wouldn't be possible without all the guys working at Deadson Racing on this, and the support from Apex Racing Team as well. This truck was just on rails after about 40 laps. Like, that's where we made all of our ground. We lost a ton of ground that first run. We were just so good we were able to make it up there at the end.
You're another one. You've been in the championship series before. You know a level of success there. How do you describe this ladder climb for yourself to try to get back to it and the effort that needs to go into it to do it?
Yeah, it's putting a lot more effort into this than I would have thought to begin with. It's just a lot of guys now in the sim are so competitive, regardless of split. It's so competitive. I was honestly nervous coming into how this new qualifying series is, just because of all the unknowns. You're racing a lot more than just 39 other guys in a contender. You're racing hundreds of guys at this point. So
I like the new format.
Cool challenge. All my years of doing this, I think it's like I said, a lot of fun, unique challenge. Makes me work a lot harder than I anticipated. It just shows the talent level throughout the whole sim at this level.
Cody Bias, a good round 3. We'll see you next week for round 4 here in the qualifying series. And finally, tonight we'll end with our friend Andrew Navarro.
Hell yeah.
Close, but that last stint, it really made a difference between you and getting the victory. What made the biggest difference from your perspective holding the steering wheel?
Man, honestly, the biggest perspective I had was...
I think he's holding his phone.
I felt like I had the fastest truck in the entire field. Definitely was not the fastest driver. I mean, Garrett's literally one of 3 of the best people not in Coke right now. So to lose to him, I mean, I guess it's okay. It still sucks a little bit, but I messed up the first run, and the race kind of got away from me there after I pit, and I was just really slow on the pit road, and Garrett just executes, and that's what Garrett does. He just executes. So that's unfortunate, but hope to be better next week.
I love that you acknowledge you're still running up against some of the best in this series, in this art form, if you will. What did you learn about yourself that can help you in these next 7 races get to the Coke Series Championship Series?
I'm not sleeping.
I don't really know. I've been through Contender before and wasn't the best of experiences, but I feel like I'm better now as a driver. I'm way more calm. I make smarter decisions. So I'm hoping that can basically qualify me in on points.
Oh, really, Sir Penguin?
Free agency, if people see consistency, I'm hoping that's what matters. If it's not, that's, whatever. But I just need to be better. I just need to be better driver-wise. Everything, pace, execution.
Nice.
And I'm lacking that. And I'm probably going to watch Garrett's pit road here in a few minutes and see how he got on and off pit road to get better. So,
hey, look at that.
We can do that and just get better for the next race, which is at Phoenix, a short track. So hopefully just survive.
Phoenix
Andrew
next
Navarro,
week, huh?
Second place, not quite enough tonight, but always a learning experience. Appreciate your time. Evan?
Second place is great. It's just
Appreciate
about
those guys,
points,
and
dude.
Congratulations to our top finishers.
Top 30 in
the
points.
Series marches on. One last race in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series trucks. It comes next Tuesday night on March the 3rd at a virtual Phoenix Raceway. Once the site of championship races, both in the real world and here in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola.
It's the one where they use the
Series.
apron?
It'll be the 4th race of 11.
Use
and
the
it's coming at you
apron.
next week, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time start. Green flag coverage, though, with Countdown to Green will start at 7:45. But the good news, as always, is if you don't want to have to wait a week. I know we're spoiled with the Coke Series racing every Tuesday, but if you can't wait 7 days, we've got more stuff coming up, including tomorrow night, because the 2026 MPI Challenge is taking to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. ARCA Cars at Charlotte. We talked a lot with Tucker Minter tonight. He's going to be participating in that one.
It's
It's gonna be
Wednesday.
a great event, an annual event here on the iRacing calendar, so make sure you join us tomorrow night. That's 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern, right here on the iRacing Esports Network.
You still have 50 laps to go in your race?
From Rockingham, North Carolina.
Oh, what?
Of our entire team for our Countdown
Really?
to Green crew, which also includes Ryan Vargas and James Pike for our driver analysts.
Ay,
Christopher
ay,
Hill and Tucker
ay.
Minter, and for Alan Cavana, Kenneth Bueno, and myself, Evan Pasoko, I want to say thanks for tuning in.
Thank
and
you,
congratulations to your
NASCAR.
top
Thank
split
you,
winner.
iRacing,
It
for
is
another
Garrett
great production.
Maines, victorious today.
Garrett
at
Maines
The
wins
Rock.
it.
Again, we're back in 1 week's time.
Epic,
Tuesday,
dude.
March 3rd from Phoenix. That race and every
Pull up
race
that
of the
split, yeah.
eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing qualifying
Oh,
series
man.
can be found right here on the iRacing Esports Network and streaming live at eNASCAR.com. Till then, good night from The Rock.
GG's. Gotta take the lead. You gotta take the lead. Well, I appreciate you hanging out there, Pickle Presser. You gotta take the lead. Yeah. You gotta take the lead. Hey, there he goes. Feel the fire. Woo! I still believe. Take the lead. There you go, guys. Hope you enjoyed that. A watch party. We were partying and we watched it. Woo. You guys enjoy that? Ooh. Yeah, this is interesting. Twitch will no longer enforce against streamers who display a combined chat. How do we know for sure, though, you know?
It's something that, in most cases, we had not been proactively managing or policing putting combined chat on screen. But it was the case that if a report was made, then we were issuing warnings. And that was what happened recently for Giguk. And I don't think, in hindsight, we've definitely heard the feedback. And so to be clear, we are updating our enforcement guidelines to make sure we are not issuing enforcement actions for integrating combined chat on the video from your stream, such as what happened to Giguk and what he was doing on the warning, such as what happened to Giguk.
It's like he glitches out for a second. To who? Guguk. There's some username?
And what he was doing when he received the warning. Now, it's important to note the streamer...
Who is this? This is Dan Clancy, the CEO of Twitch. This is who's running this. Okay. Don't worry, guys. We're in real good hands.
is still taking responsibility for what happens in the chat from third-party platforms, since we don't control that. So sorry about...
Oh, God. I don't understand how a streamer is supposed to be responsible for viewers' chat. And I thought Malone was the oldest person on the platform.
Race, lab, pro, it's time to go. Use promo code Matt Malone.
Yeah, if somebody says something bad, you gotta ban them. I'm thinking about just taking the chat off screen altogether.
About the confusion, thanks for the feedback. In this,
and then people are like, oh, so what app should I use? Oh, it's pronounced Gig UK, not Giguk. God. No, I'm not racing. Crashworks. And maybe. Huh? Huh? This is me every day. God, what the hell's... Huh? 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 Oh, did you see this? What were they talking about?
Matt Malone did 12 hours by himself? Yeah, bro. Those guys are crazy.
Was he talking about sim racing?
Dude,
Send me the one
so
with the
I
brown
can't.
on
I
it,
went
brown
back
on
to racing,
Like my floor plan?
Yeah,
and
that
I hadn't
floor
done
plan's
sim
way
racing in a
better.
long time, and I had
It's the
my.
same floor plan you drew out. All you
Uh,
drew was a
I had
floor
done
plan.
like a couple like
Send it to music keys. I don't have
hour, 2 hour long
let me know when
runs,
it's on
right? Where I was
115.
just kind of did it at the very
Okay.
end of my night, like off stream,
Just do the
and I
minute,
had
don't do the
my
hour.
my.
Okay. Okay. First of all, what? This guy streams for like 16, 17-hour chunks every single day. And he's like, yeah. Then I got off stream and did a couple hours of sim racing. Like, what? How does he do it? He's crazy.
Force pretty high on the wheel, right? What is it called again? Whatever it's called. The strength of the wheel.
One more.
Force feedback.
What face,
like
what
a little
face,
bit
what face,
higher
what
than I would
face?
normally have feedback. Force feedback.
One more.
And I remember like I was fine for those days, but then I came on, and so I thought my settings were good. And then I got on and I did like an 8-hour stream or something of doing racing, and I remember my fucking arms were just completely dead. Like they were just hurt all over.
Read the other side. Is it double right now?
Clipboard upside down.
I can only imagine doing something like that
Fucking yapping. Let's
for
go,
like
get
a
up
very
there.
long period of
No, it's
time
not
with like
double.
real feedback. You know what I'm saying?
This is as fast as our competition, but cheaper.
I didn't realize, you know,
Understand, though?
doing that for like 8 hours was gonna.
I try every day in Summit's chat to get him back on iRacing. Okay, as a streamer, I will tell you, if I saw someone in my chat trying to get me to do something every single day, every time you ask makes me not want to do it more and more. So I don't think that's a good strategy. Just letting you know. Titty boy, thank you, buddy, for the resub.
Gonna fuck me up for like a while.
This goes back to ergonomics, though. I don't really know his ergonomics on his wheel or anything, but if we talked about it during the 12-hour. If you're like this, you're gonna have problems, you know. But if you're more at a comfortable, it could be an ergonomic situation, though. Yeah,
Matt
Jeffrey.
Malone did 12 hours by himself. Yeah, bro. Those guys are crazy.
It's just, I think it's just a different muscle group.
Yeah, maybe the wheels sits too high.
Yeah, that could be.
I don't know.
You guys, should we do only
It seems right though.
Could just be you just do it. The more you do
Agent's
it,
gonna do an iRacing 150k tourney, but it's driving for 12. Oh man.
What?
I would need to
150k.
know like if I was gonna do something like that in advance, like everything, right? Like car, track, all that shit. Right.
Anyway, I just wondering if he was talking more about it. Hey, I'm right here. Do you guys know where and how Matt is making his stream animations? I'm terrible at art, etc. Is it AI or Fiverr? You know. I did it on stream the other day. Believable. My Summit guy? I respect Summit 1G, yeah. I don't particularly watch him a lot, but I respect his the hustle and the grind that he puts in. Yeah, day in, day out. I respect Summit because he does whatever he wants on stream. He's been able to maintain a really good viewership for many years. Yeah, he just does what he wants. Hey, that was my clip. Nice. Summit put me on to Malone, and now I'm here all the time. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm such a one-trick pony. I only do iRacing, and I've been doing it for so damn long. So, like, it is hard for me to watch. It's like you guys watching me play any other game. Like, I suck at the game, plus I suck at streaming said game. Like, when I'm playing a game that I'm not good at, or it's different, or it's like a different scenario what I'm doing, like, I'm not a very, like, I don't think I'm a very good streamer when I'm doing it. You know what I mean? So, like, when you watch somebody that doesn't do racing, that is used to doing, like, FPS or something like Summit, and you watch them do racing when that's in your wheelhouse, then, yeah, it can be tough to watch. Now, I remember when Summit was doing Mazda, and he was getting actually really good at Mazda. I was like, all right, he's getting it figured out, man, you know? But yeah, the chat. Yeah, his chat would be really tough, you know, because, I mean, you think we get conflicting results in the chat when we're doing stuff. My goodness, you know, how does he sift through it when he doesn't know? So, yeah, I mean, I understand 100% why he would sim race off stream. I totally get it. I totally get it. Yeah, and I have a different approach on sim racing. Like, I do it for the fun, like that, and that's when he was getting really good at Mazda, and I was like, okay, you are good at. I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, you're good enough at Mazda. Samantha's typing. I'm like, it's time to move on to something else, you know, because you can't just force yourself to drive one thing and expect to get perfectly good at it. Because as soon as you move on, God, I'm so sick. As soon as you move on to something else, let's say he moved on to like GT4 or like GT3 and did some other stuff, and I know he eventually did, but then if you do all that and then come back to Mazda, you'll actually be better at Mazda because you did that other stuff. So that's what I was kind of rooting for, but yeah, I just have different goals in mind when it comes to sim racing. I do it for the fun. I do it for the competition. Like I can have an absolute blast in iRacing and I could be battling for 10th place in third split. You know what I mean? As long as I have a really good race and it's high competition, it can be a lot of fun. I don't find, I mean, yes, it's fun to win races and everything, but if you can't have fun without winning races, sim racing isn't going to be for you, because there's only so many people that are going to be able to do that. And have you ever seen someone that wins a lot of races? Does it look like they're having fun? Not really. So is it worth it? Those gimmicks are his passion. Yeah, I mean, sim racing's about fun. I actually wanted to make a video. I got to get a bunch of clips of. Well, figure it out. But yeah. I think I'm just in it for different reasons than most people. I don't know. Anyway, I'm getting off. I'm sick. I'll see what happens tomorrow. See how I feel tomorrow. And go from there. Oh. Thanks for joining, guys. But yeah, Summit's cool. I've always enjoyed Summit's approach to sim racing. I loved watching his CS:GO days. I loved watching Summit play CS:GO. I loved watching him play PUBG was a good one. And yeah, the little bit of art he did a little bit of Arc Raiders, which is cool. All right. Yeah, we'll see how we feel tomorrow. Take your time. You've missed 4 streams in 2 years of full time. It's too many. Too many. Yeah. Hey, we got Grid Rivals. Do you know about Grid Rivals? Check my website for Grid Rivals. Yeah. Check out my website for Grid Rivals. Tits for short. Send us to the VTuber. Where do you see a VTuber at? I can't. Oh, what's this? This is a VTuber.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I don't like.
My watch will be.
Wait, what series is running at Bathurst?
So I slowed down for no reason.
Oh, Blueberry's on? Wait. What series is this? You idiot, Malone.
Santiago
This is GT4. Oh my god. Am I going to have to reinstall the GT4 cars again because they're racing at Bathurst? I will. Wait, you guys think I'm sick of Bathurst? Oh no, I would. If I was feeling better, I'd load this up right now. I have a bit of a problem. Hopefully we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for hanging out. Really appreciate it. I'm telling you, Bathurst 12 hours was so much fun. I'm glad you guys were here for it. Such good times, man. I can't explain to you how much fun it is. We will see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Check my socials. If you join the Discord, that's the easiest way to get notified of what's going on, you know? Hopefully we see you then. Appreciate all the support. Have a good night.
A rig hums low and the lights go green. The ASETEK shines with a splendor sheen. Charlotte straight to Lima Rock's bend. He races like hell and cheers at the end. Send it, baby, the faithful cry. Chat scrolls fast and the laps fly by. Whether winning or spinning, around and around, there's joy in the wreckage where Matt is found. So raise your glass to Malone tonight. He's the people's champ, a monitor light. He'll drive right through wreck and flame and laugh in the end at the turkey shame. For the roads are long and the servers groan, but none race braver than Matt Malone. At Bathurst crest where the brave ones fall, he's Matt alone, no crew to call. All 12 hours and no relief, he's chasing that mountain, we have belief. No spotters call, no teammates chat, just Matt alone, and we're fine with that. When the DQ comes like a bitter gale, he just laughs. We finish! That's the tale. So raise your glass to Malone tonight. The people's champ, a monitor light. He'll drive right through that wreck and flame and laugh in the end at the turkey shame. For the roads are long and the servers groan, but none race braver than Matt Malone. Matt Malone, Matt Malone. In chat the wagers start to fly. Bet top 5 all or crash I'll try. The wheels spin through, the crowd holds tight as the 86 dances in pixel light through